Oh. Attendees. All right, seems to be topping out at 20. All right, everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good evening and welcome to the, what is this, the June 21st meeting of the Nutley Zoning Board of Adjustment. Would the secretary please do the attendance and the announcements of the meeting site?
Pursuant to the requirements of Section 14 of the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was included in the annual notice of regular meetings for the year 2021. It was advertised on the Nutley Sun with a copy posted on Township of Nutley bulletin board, first floor, 1 Kennedy Drive, Township of Nutley, New Jersey, with a copy sent to the Herald News. A copy is filed in the office of the Township Clerk, and copies are made available to all persons requesting same. Additionally, pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting to be conducted via the internet as a Zoom webinar was also advertised in the Nutley Sun and Herald News, with a copy posted on the Township website and Township of Nutley bulletin board, first floor, 1 Kennedy Drive, Township of Nutley, New Jersey, and on the front and side door of the Township Hall. All persons addressed the Zoning Board of Adjustment regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the board, each person shall limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks to the board and its individual members must be addressed to the chairman. The chairman may defer citizen comments to the appropriate members of the board. Dialogue between citizens and others addressing the board shall be allowed unless the chairman or presiding officer or the majority of the membership of the board shall determine that the interests of the decorum and or expeditious conduct of the board's business are being adversely affected by such dialogue. Patricia Darty,
Here.
John Cofone,
Here.
Lorraine Castro,
Oh, she's excused.
Yvette Wallace,
She's excused.
Gregory Tolby,
Here.
David Scheidel,
Excused.
Daniel Tolby,
Here.
Teresa Duva,
Here.
Joseph Battaglia,
Here.
Cameron Graziano,
Here.
Diana McGovern.
Here.
All right, thank you. The following applications will be heard this evening. First on the list is 420 Center Street.
There's a request for adjournment on that one. Mr. DiBiase requested it. I got an email. For the record, pursuant to our phone conversation, I would appreciate this matter being carried to the July meeting without the need for further notice. All applicable time periods are hereby waived. I would appreciate any courtesy the chairman can extend. So.
So the next meeting is July 19th. I guess we need a motion to move it to the July 19th meeting.
I so
So
move.
moved. Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so we'll hear that one on July 19th. 40 Reverend Roberts. I'm assuming they are here.
Yep, I see Mr. Gassion.
275 Kingsland Street, 2 Kensal Avenue, 221 High Street, 29 Wilmington Drive, and 225 Alexander Avenue. And I guess we will start with 40 Reverend Roberts Place.
Okay, let me find Mr.
This is Bob Gassion. Can you let me in?
Ed.
You're coming.
Mr. Chairman, can you hear me?
We
We
can
can hear you. We can't see you. Who else
I
am
don't
I
have it.
supposed to bring over, Bob?
We see Robert Gassion and Rich Volcanic.
Okay, you're stuck with my face now.
There you go.
I don't think Procanic is on this one. If I did that, I apologize. Who's your expert that you need on this, Bob?
Adnan Khan.
Raise his hand so I could find him.
Con?
I know he's on waiting because I spoke to him about 10 minutes ago.
He's not on a phone, is he?
No, he's on Zoom.
I don't see him.
I'll make sure I'll call him again. Sorry.
I guess Todd Hay has to come on,
Yeah.
and Paul Ricky.
Okay. Do we need to read this letter of denial? I don't believe so, right?
No, we already, there's no new letter of denial. We read it at the last one. This is just for site plan.
Adam, here he is. He's here now.
Okay.
Adnan Khan.
Yep, that's who I was waiting for. Sorry, he mixed up somehow, but he's now in.
Four from the top. On mine, anyway.
Thank you.
If,
There you
Mr.
go.
Chairman, if you could, I have my client there too, but if you can't get him, it's not crucial. Crucial is Adnan Khan. That's all who I really need. Juan Munoz is the client.
Okay, he's in the gallery here.
If you don't get him, that's okay.
Oh, is he under Juan? Is that him?
Yes,
Just Juan?
that
Okay.
would be him, Mrs. McGovern.
Nice advertising.
He's in the trucking business. He's not
With the engineering. The
Oh,
engineering.
the engineer. He's got good advertising. The engineer, no question.
Thank you.
He's so busy now after putting that sign up, he can't take all his work.
Trying to move your client over to panelists and it's just not working. I don't know why.
Well, I don't want to hold up the board. We can start with
Okay. Oh, here he comes. Okay.
Adnan Khan. You got one now. Good.
All right, so we've already started this, I guess.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if you want me to open up, I will explain where we are.
Let's do that.
Mr. Chairman, council's name is Robert Gassion. The firm is Gassion Pamaco, 524 Union Avenue in Belleville. I represent the applicant in this matter, HLJT Realty LLC, the contingent contract purchaser of 24-40 Roberts Place and 14-16 Harrison Street. I appeared last month based on an appeal of the zoning board officer's decision not to allow the proposed use and that it should be approved as a pre-existing non-conforming use. The board agreed and voted in favor of the application, subject, however, to my client returning with a site plan for review by the board. The engineer for the applicant, who was on, Adnan Khan, with his advertising, met at the site with Dave Berry. Subsequent thereto, he prepared a site plan. That site plan was submitted by my office on June 7. So the only witness I plan to call tonight is Adnan Khan. He will review the proposed site plan and discuss the municipal consultant's reports. I'd like to call Mr. Khan and have him be sworn in, please.
Absolutely. Do you swear the testimony, oh, first of all, give us your full name, your last name, spell your last name for us and your address.
It's Adnan Khan, Khan, 150 River Road, Montville, New Jersey, 07045.
Raise your right hand now, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Well, now, have you been before us before?
It's been a long time ago that I was here.
Give us
so.
credentials then, please.
Okay. Mr. Khan, what is your occupation and where do you maintain your practice?
I'm a civil engineer and my office is 150 River Road in Montville.
And how long practicing in the field and from what school did you graduate?
It's almost over 30 years. I have a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, master's in construction management from NJIT. Over 30 years of experience doing this kind of a work. Licensed engineer in 4 states, including New Jersey. I have testified over hundreds of boards throughout New Jersey and also testified as an expert witness in Superior Court.
Didn't you also appear in Nutley with regard to a Passaic Avenue application recently?
No, that
No,
wasn't.
my mistake. My apologies.
Well, we'll accept his credentials.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you.
Continue.
Mr. Khan, did you prepare the site plan for 24-40 Reverend Roberts Place and 14-16 Harrison Street?
Yes, I did.
And did you meet with Dave Berry at the site prior to the preparation of that site plan?
Yes,
And did you meet with him in order to familiarize yourself with his concerns?
that is correct.
Would you then please review, for the benefit of the board, the proposed site plan?
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. But anyway, it's acting a little crazy. Hold on a second, let me just fix it. Wrong with that.
It would be nice to get back to in-person meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Coming.
All right, what I have right now in front of is the site plan that we prepared for this property. Again, this property is at street address is 24-40 Reverend Roberts Place and 1416 Harrison Street. The property is located at the intersection of Harrison and Reverend Robert Place. It comprises of 2 lots, lot 20 and lot 21. Apologize for that. I think my computer is acting up, but hopefully we'll get it through. Okay, so
Mr. Khan, you can see the lots on the site plan.
I think what's happening, I don't know if you guys are seeing like my screen is flickering like, so give me a minute.
What we're seeing is the title page. From what I can tell.
Yeah, underneath, like again, my screen, like it just takes away the control from it.
Got any kids in the area?
Is that?
And got any young children at home to help you?
No, actually, it's what's happening is like my screen is just keep flickering on my end. I don't know if you guys are seeing that or not. Yeah, but Because what it does is just minimize my screen and just starts flickering.
I would assume all the board members have a copy of the site plan in front of them. So if you can't share your screen, just go ahead and describe it.
Okay, I think you guys see it right now, right? The screen?
Just the title page, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So what it is like, again, what we have here is actually, you know what, let me share one other thing.
We can't hear you correctly. You've got to slow down and speak louder.
All right, that's okay.
Now what I'm sharing on screen is the survey that was prepared for the property. What the survey depicts is the existing condition. There is a one-story building, a warehouse building, which you see in the center of the page, highlighted in gray. Then also there are 3 other accessory structures. One is a one-story brick structure where I'm moving my cursor right now. And then there are 2 other structures. One is a metal garage and one is a office trailer. So there are 4 existing structures. The main parking is in the front along Harrison Street. Then there is additional parking along the property line on Reverend Roberts' place. And also we have a big yard. There's a fence and a gate, and behind the fence and the gate to the east of the property is a big yard there, which I would say the last 50 years or more have been used as a construction contractor equipment storage area, where they used to store heavy construction equipment, cranes, RVs, and big tractor trailers, backhoes, and that kind of stuff for heavy construction. So this, and again, as you can see, like the parking, especially along Reverend Roberts Road, it's not standardized parking. The parking spaces or the lines are extending beyond the property line. So it's kind of like all over, like as far as the parking is concerned. The topography of the site is such that we have the high point of the site is to the east along the property line, and everything drains down towards Reverend Roberts Road from the front parking lot as well as from the rear of the property as well. So this is a typical site layout as far as the structures are concerned and the parking that currently exists on the property. What the applicant is proposing, and let me just switch gears there. So what we tried to do is, again, we were in front of the board last month, and Mr. Gassion explained why and what we are doing on the site. So what we try, and during that, after that meeting, I met with Mr. Berry at site to lay out the requirements that the site plan that he is looking to legitimize the uses and the parking on the site, and we came up with this layout. It's pretty much the existing building, and again, I also gathered some data as far as the number of tenants that are currently there, what they are using the site. And I think Mr. Gassion explained that in last month's meeting as far as the existing tenants and the new tenant. So basically my assessment at that meeting was to determine, okay, how the property or the building is being used, where are the parking spaces, and what is going to be proposed once this plan is finalized. So what we did here is like we tried to, at the same time while we are putting together all that information, we tried to clean up the plan as well as to make sure where the parking spaces are not in compliance or they're extending into the right of way. We tried to pull them back within the property, give them standard size parking spaces, and also check the circulation to make sure everything works on the site. So what it is like the front lot along Harrison Street, you still see we are still having 13 spaces that are currently exist. 9 of them are, like 6 of them are perpendicular facing Harrison Street. Then there are 4 spaces to the east of the front parking lot. And then there are 3 spaces parallel parking. Most of this area is used by employees of the three uses that are on the property. And the parallel parking, when I was there a couple of times at the site, was used by medical transport with their ambulances parked in those areas. In addition to that, there is the building, the existing building itself is being sectioned out into different compartments with 4 bays facing Reverend Roberts' place. The first bay is operated by B&E contractors. The second bay here is by medical transport. And the third and fourth bay will be occupied by Mendes Trucking. In addition, the bays are big enough and tall enough that they can accommodate parking within themselves because they have some storage along the walls of these bays. And again, as Mr. I think Mike, who on behalf of B&E testified that they use their bays also to park vehicles overnight if need to. So that's what it's shown, like the vehicles that you see inside the building are the vehicles that are either parked under current conditions or will be utilized under the proposed conditions when the new owner will take possession of the property. So what we did is like we looked at it and see based on the dimensions of the vehicles and the usage and the number of vehicles that they require for their individual uses, how many vehicles can be parked. And these vehicles that are shown are mostly either Mack type dump trucks or F-150 type pickup trucks or the medical transport ambulances. So what we were able to show like, okay, there will be on the first two, there is a space for one vehicle that they currently park inside. Then there's one ambulance that is parked inside the building for medical transport. And there are 4 vehicles that can be parked within these 2 bays that will be occupied by Mendes Excavating. In addition, there is another extension of the building, which is used for repairs of the equipment that one of the current tenants uses. And that is also, again, it's big enough and tall enough that can accommodate easily 4 Mack type trucks within the structure. Also, what we did is, if you recall the survey that I showed earlier, there were parking spaces that were extending into the right of way. We tried to pull all of them into our property. And at the same time, we give them a standard width and depth so that the cars can park easily and they can go in and out of the parking spaces. So we are showing 3 spaces to the left of the ingress and egress to the rear of the property and 3 to the right. Then the medical transport building is still there. However, there is a room in the back which currently is filled up with all that feeding and other construction equipment, which pretty much fills up all of this area. So once the tenant who currently owns that equipment and material moves out, this whole area will be cleaned up and we will gain another 4 parking spaces for vehicles in this area.
Juan, I'm sorry. Adnan, would you just repeat what you're talking about in area 4? I don't know if it was quite clear enough. Speak a little louder and a little more clearly, please.
Sure. The area to the north, where I'm moving my hand, we are showing 4 proposed parking spaces. So we are adding 4 new spaces. They are like basically 2 tandem parking spaces, giving 4 total vehicles to be parked in that area. Currently, this area is filled up with scaffoldings and sheeting and things like that material, which will be cleaned up once one of the existing tenants is going to move out, because they own all this material in this area stored right now. Then the metal storage garage, again, this is a storage garage, but when I was there, there is a car park there. I think that car was used for, I think it's one of the historic cars for restoration or something like that. But this metal structure is, again, big and high enough that it can accommodate another Mack type dump truck to be parked inside. And it has room, like it's not something that's just filled up all the way to the top. It has room that a truck can be easily parked. Then we have this office trailer, which is, again, as an office trailer that will be utilized by Mendes Trucking for their offices for this site. In addition to that, the main area to the east, which is, as I mentioned, over the last 50 years or more, have been used for just storage of construction equipment, heavy construction equipment. And again, when one of the tenants will move out, this whole area will be cleaned out. And we were able to show that we can add another 6 parking spaces. And these parking spaces are 36 feet by 10 feet. Again, big enough to park easily a Mack type dump truck. So that's what we added, another 6 spaces there. Since the township ordinance requires that for the use of this property, we need 2 loading unloading spaces. So what we did is we identified as these 2 spaces to the east as loading unloading. However, just to point it out, it's again based on the use of the building. There's no loads as such loading unloading required for the site. And again, if let's say during daytime we want to keep these clear for loading unloading, the nighttime these spaces can be utilized for parking the trucks. So in all, what we did is, like, based on the new layout, we added about 40 spaces, of which 2 are also loading and unloading. So in essence, 38 parking spaces for vehicles and the trucks, and 2 loading and unloading, which can be during off hours, can be utilized as parking spaces. In addition, what we did based on the comments we received, the original comments we received from Benoni Engineering, try to incorporate some landscaping to the site layout. And what we were able to do is, like, we added some shrubberies and trees along the Harrison Street to break up the parking area visible from Harrison. And also we are doing some curb improvements along this area as well. Also, there is a chain link fence that is located to the east and then runs up to the north and ends up here. And again, that was one of the comment, I believe, made by one of the neighbors or one of the board members. So what we did is the applicant agrees that they're going to remove that chain link fence and going to replace it with wood board and board fence along the property line.
Would you just repeat what you're going to replace that fence with? What is the new fence going to look like?
It's a board on board wood fence. So from chain link, it will be changed into a board on board wood fence.
Now,
and I believe that is pretty much the extent of the improvements. And as I mentioned, the parking, we are exceeding the requirements of the parking based on this plan. Let me just give you the numbers. According to the ordinance and the uses on site, we are required 13 spaces. Currently, I counted about 30 spaces. But under the proposed condition, we will going to have 38 plus 2. And again, I say plus 2 is that loading, unloading that will be and can be utilized as parking as well. The total of 40.
Mr. Khan, did I late last week forward you the report of the Nutley Zoning Board Consulting Engineer, Todd Hay?
Yes.
And did you review that report?
Yes, I did.
And do you have any comments with regard to what he said in that report? Why don't you just take a peek at that report and review the open issues that he has?
Okay.
Can we just, for the record, I just want to identify it. It's the report dated June 16th, 2021. And just for the record, I think what the engineer was talking about in terms of the plants That's referring to the foresters input dated, I think it's March 5th, 2021, although I know he did a second report. Mr. Gashio, which
He
one
sent
is
it.
it?
He sent the report within the last week or so.
That one, the newer one, okay.
Indicating he was indicating he was satisfied with the plantings that were put in.
Yes, well, he started off before you even were scheduled for site plan with suggestions, and then he looked at your site plan and signed off on it. I just wanted to make sure we were referring to the same thing when your expert was
Yeah,
talking.
I think
Okay.
probably all the board members have that because I did
Yeah.
receive it.
Yeah, okay, terrific.
Okay, going back, Mr. Khan, would you please review the items in the report of Pannoni that are indicated as not satisfied and put answers on those, please? And I think the first one is probably number 3.
That is correct. I think this comment referenced that under the existing condition, medical transport tenant, they, going back, like I would say, let's start with 2010, I think 2010 or 2000, I don't have the exact date, but medical transport came in front of the zoning board for when they were leasing this place for an approval to occupy the building, a portion of the building. During that hearing, they came up with the requirement of 10 parking spaces that were granted to them. So in other words, out of all the parking that is available on site, based on their application, they requested for 10 parking spaces, which they were granted. So what happened is over the years, I'm not sure about their operations, but over the years, there were more cars that were brought in by medical transport tenant, either via new ambulances or the employees. So the approval was for 10 spaces, so they have more than 10 spaces. So I think this comment refers to that we said that they, based on the number of employees, they need 16 spaces for their use. However, we are only giving them 10 as per the approval on site. So 6 spaces will be either off-site somewhere or, and again, that was a discussion I had with Mr. Perry as well. So based on that discussion, and again, we agreed that, okay, they will park, if they need that additional 6 spaces, they will park somewhere off-site. Where it's up to them, but again, as it is my understanding, the applicant's position is that if the board granted them 10 spaces, he will provide them with 10 spaces. And he's not going to give them any more or any less than what was approved for their use. And
Mr. Khan, would you take a look at number 5 as the next item that's not satisfied? That he marks as not satisfied.
Yeah, again, that item refers to those 6 parking spaces that I talked about between 4 regular parking and 2 loading and unloading. So in his letter, he's commenting that if they're using for loading and unloading, we should not count them in the overall parking count. And again, we are not counting them. We are counting them as 4+2. But as per my testimony earlier, these spaces are, first, the use that is proposed on site doesn't require loading, unloading, dedicated loading, unloading spaces.
And item number 6 refers to the same thing, does it not?
That is correct, yes.
And then turning to the next page, item number 9, with regard to the gravel area.
Okay. Yes, and again, my testimony to that effect is like I've been to the site a number of times now, and I have looked at the site and especially the condition of the gravel and looked at the equipment that was parked there. And that equipment has been there, or this gravel area has been used for over, as I mentioned, 50 years. The condition of that gravel is no more gravel. It's more like a solid pavement, gravel pavement. So there is, and I understand the engineer's comments and concerns that if it's gravel, they would like to use it like as a semi-pervious surface. But based on the previous or the history of the usage in that area, in my opinion, that gravel is almost 100% compacted. There is no way that any water runoff can infiltrate through that gravel. So that's why we are counting that as a paved area, and we are paving that area as well.
And lastly, as to this letter, number 12, he's asking about a survey. I believe you can provide that survey. Is that correct?
Yes, and it is my understanding the survey was provided with the original application, but we will be happy to provide additional copies if need to. Yeah.
And then with regard to the letter of Mr. Ricky, there are a couple of items there that you think can be commented on, and would you please go through those?
Just again, for clarification, Mr. Ricky's letter is dated June 21, 2021. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure the record was clear.
Just for the record, that's today's date.
Right. We gave you a lot of advance notice on this one. Sorry.
I'm looking at page number 2, verses 4A. The overall, I think I explained in my opening, the overall, like what we are proposing on site and what improvements we are planning to make. So I think that will cover that. 4B, the equipment. It is very hard to identify each and every equipment for each individual tenant, what they will be using and what they will be storing. Again, these businesses are self-explanatory in the sense like the medical transport, the equipment or vehicles they will be storing will be medical ambulances. The Mendes Trucking will be storing Mack trucks, dump trucks. Dump truck types, or Mack dump trucks. And then the third tenant, as he testified in last month's meeting, that the type of vehicles that he uses, like 4 pickup trucks or equivalent. So I think that's the extent we can explain, like what is the equipment. And again, with the time, people change their equipment, new trucks, buy new trucks, sell old trucks and things like that. So it's very hard to pinpoint what's going to be, like, say, 5 years from now, as far as the equipment.
Now, as to the uses on the lot, they were discussed at the last meeting. Is that correct? There were 3 different businesses.
That is
The existing business that's owned by Mr. McHugh, the ambulance business, and the new business that will be there, that's Mr. Munoz. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
And as to the lot line, if that's required, is that okay to be done by your client?
Yes, if it's required by the board, the lots can be consolidated.
And I believe you discussed the parking at length with regard to E. Is that also correct?
That is correct, yes.
And lastly, front parking lot 2, I believe you discussed that also.
Yes, that goes with the, and the same thing with G.
Turning to the next page. G, can you comment on that one?
Yeah, as I mentioned in my opening, like I think what Mr. Reese is alluding to is the parking spaces right here, the parking space right here, that it is hard to maneuver this parking. Again, like when I was there a number of times, I see like an ambulance just parked there, and behind it is these 3 spaces are utilized by medical transport. So if they park a vehicle there, either it will be, in the other spaces, there will be either their employees parking or maybe another ambulance. So they have to maneuver around in order to get in and out of the space, but it is done. We have enough circulation on site that is possible, and it can be achieved.
And item H.
Yeah, again, I don't see like the applicant will have any issue as far as paving, and we are proposing a restriping of the parking area. But I think as far as the seal coating and things like that, I think it should not be an issue.
And the last 3 items.
Building, I think he referred here, I think he's referring to as far as the painting of the building. Again, we have to consult that with the client, like if they want, I mean, they are planning to paint the building. So I think I would defer that to Mr. Munoz.
Outdoor storage.
The outdoor storage, again, as far as this plan and my understanding is there is no outdoor storage of anything other than vehicles that will be stored on site.
And that's different than the current condition. We will have no outdoor storage. There is some outdoor storage right now. Is that accurate?
Yes, that is correct.
And lastly, the fencing, you've already testified to that. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions of this witness.
Thank you. I got a few. You listed the fence on the right side. You're gonna make it a board-on-board fence, which is not really 50% open. What is the height of that fence? And are
We
you
are proposing
required for that?
6 feet high fence.
There's no variances required for that fence?
Mr. Berry's on the line. You can ask him, but I think it's in the back corner, isn't it?
That is correct, yes, and then also it's a replacement of existing chain link with wood fence.
Where it is, it's not a front yard property. It's the back, right? So you can have a so you can have a 6 foot.
I don't think it's, I'm sorry. I don't think there's a variance required, and I think
No.
it's
There's
a
not.
benefit to have a 6-foot fence. If the board thinks it should be 4 feet, I don't think my client would have an objection, but I don't think it's in the best interest of the town to have 4 feet rather than 6.
I just wanted on record.
I can see Mr. Berry shaking his head that there's no variance needed for
Not a
this.
variance required. A 6-foot fence would be beneficial. This is not a residential zone, it's a commercial zone. So that would be permitted. I do have one question with the fence though, if I'm allowed to ask right now. Over by the Harrison Avenue side, where those parking spaces are, there's a hatched out area. Yeah, right there. That's delineating an easement, correct?
That's delineating, actually it's delineating the hatch area is more like a striping on the piece.
Is those spots, do those spots go right tight to the fence? Because that fence gets broken all the time. There's a white fence that's there now. You see that it says vinyl fence,
Yeah.
0.2 east?
Yes.
It just always gets broken because, a lot of times there's heavy equipment and you can't see. Are they going to be putting some stops there or something?
I think that's a good suggestion. We can put some wheel stops so that.
Auden, slow down a little bit. Repeat what you said, please.
I'm saying like, yes, we can put some wheel stops to prevent the cars to overrun the space and hit the fence. Or we can put some bollards if whatever the board preference is.
Mr. Gassion, if you could just understand, I do take a complaint about the fence breaking probably every other year or something. And it's just something that if we're in this area, if there's a way we could improve it, it would be better for the site.
Well, I think we certainly could put wheel stops, Mr. Berry. I don't see a problem with that. If that's what you prefer. Should the board approve this site plan tonight, you can make that a condition that's acceptable to my client.
I think we'll stop would suffice there. The other question I had is you say there's no outdoor storage here. What about flammable liquids like gas and things like that and cleaning supplies that you would use to do work on trucks? Will any of that be stored outside? By OSHA, it's got to be stored outside in a special container. Where will that be?
That I would probably defer it to the applicant, how they are planning to make their operations work. So I don't know exactly like what the plans are and what kind of a material they will be storing, if there will be like any hazardous material or the material like that you just mentioned will be utilized in their operations.
Mr. Graziano, I would hope Mr. Munoz is on. Mrs. McGovern, if you could let him in to answer that question.
He is on. Let me just.
Yeah.
Yes, he's there.
Yes, I'm here.
You sworn in last time. Did we swear him in again?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good thing to do. Put him under oath again.
Yep. Please give us your full name, your address, spell your last name first, please.
Yes, my name's Juan Munoz, Munoz, from 19 King George Road in Warren, New Jersey, 07059.
And your-
Juan, put your face a little to the side because you can't be
Yeah,
seen
we-
right now. And you heard the question by Mr. Graziano.
I need
He's
to swear him in
interested.
yet. I need
I'm
to swear
sorry.
him in. Raise your
I
right
thought
hand,
you,
please.
my apologies.
All right. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
Okay, continue, please.
Mr. Munoz, you heard the question by Mr. Graziano. Can you answer that with regard to materials that are not permitted to be stored inside if you have any such materials?
no hazardous materials will be there.
No
Mr.
gas.
Graziano?
Maybe just grease rags, but they'll go in the canisters.
So you don't store any gasoline or anything like that
No.
in cans or anything? Okay, I'm just,
How about oil changes?
Oil change, I usually bring like a portable 55, no, like a portable 200, 300 gallon, and they just come and pick it up, the oil. And that'll be
And where's that
inside.
gonna be stored while it's waiting to be picked up? That's, I think,
Inside.
what Frank's.
but that can remain inside. I don't think there's a, I
Yeah,
don't think OSHA needs that to store inside, but things like gasoline, kerosene, flammable liquids that would need to be outside the, I think the old oil is okay to be inside. They keep them in, gas stations.
Yep. yeah, inside it's gonna be.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Anybody else from the board?
I have a concern, Frank, a question on that, on the Harrison Street side.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure what he was saying. Is he saying he's putting shrubs here?
Yes.
That is correct, yes.
Nothing else?
I mean,
I mean, if you pass, I pass there quite often, and you know, I noticed that the ambulances are, they're at best to say they're parked very haphazardly in that lot. You know, on an angle, they take up 2 spots. I've been looking more because of this and paying more attention to this. And you know, what type of shrubbery are you gonna put there? Is it just, you know, I'm trying to think of how you can maybe block that, because it really is quite a bit of an eyesore.
I mean, again, we will work with the township forester and come up with a solution like, again, it can be like about 4 to 6 feet high shrubbery or shrubs that can grow about 4 to 6 feet high to give a better screening. And as far as the type, we can work with the township forester and come up.
Because what Mr. Berry was saying, that fence that's always hit back there, there's a bunch of cars that parked, I guess they're workers, and then there's usually a 3 or 4 of ambulances or 2 ambulances parked over there, and it just looks very messy from the street.
Well,
So,
2 things,
I think
Mr.
a
Toll.
4-foot tree would be nicer, you know, maybe to cover it up some.
We agree that if you want us to meet with the forester to get his approval for that shrubbery, we would do that. And second, hopefully things will be different now that we're going to have striping and have the requirement to park in the appropriate spot and keep it neater. That is my client's goal.
It's good to have a goal. I'd like to see it happen, and I'd like to see something at least 4 foot there as far as shrubbery goes.
We have
At
no
least.
no objection to that. You could make that a condition. As I said, if you want us to meet with the forester as to the type of shrubbery, we'd be willing to do that also.
We'll
I
put
think
in,
that'd be a
put
good
in,
idea.
it needs to be, reviewed by the forester that it creates a screen.
I think that'd be a good idea.
All right, so the condition is the shrubs along Harrison will be reviewed with the forester,
Yeah, to create a screening,
create more screening.
screen the view from inside, yeah, to the interior.
Okay,
Chairman, I just have one comment. At the actual corner of this property, there may be a site plane obstruction if the shrubbery extends too close to Robert Street. Being that you have the church across the street on Harrison, and you do have the Holy Family lot in the back here. I don't think it would be wise to extend the shrubbery all the way up to the corner, because the plane of sight would be an issue in terms of cars and pedestrians.
Okay, so added to the condition is another condition with line of sight to be considered.
Yes.
Well, you also have, John, if you think about it, you have a parking spot right there. If it's an ambulance, it's a lot higher than 4 foot.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, if you got 2 ambulances, you got a metal wall.
Yeah, no, I know. Then so maybe they,
So that's what I'm saying. I think a 4 foot, at least to cover something. But
Yeah.
the ambulance, if you're parking them along there and you're worried about that corner, well, heck, you got 2 trucks side by side. They're not small.
well, if I don't know if anyone noticed, but down at the Holy Family School, the corner by Brookline, they
Yeah.
put up some new fencing and they had to come back on an
Yeah.
angle into the corner for the same reason. So
Right.
maybe those 2 parking spots may be an issue inside that lot there.
I mean, we have the town engineer who's going to talk, maybe he can talk about that if that's going to be a line of sight issue.
I worked on that application with Panoni, with that fence application. Drew and I in South Ferraro went out to the site and determined where that fence needed to be brought back. So that would be something that we would do when we did the resolution compliance with the applicant's engineer and Panoni. We would go to the site and determine the safetiness of that area. I'm sure Mr. Hay will discuss that.
Right, so it won't need to be a condition. It'll be taken care of during code review.
Yes,
Right.
sir. Could I ask a quick question why I snuck in here real quick? I was gonna ask Mr. Gassion and the applicant's engineer, it might be an oversight on my end. When we met at the meeting with the applicant's engineer, I believe I sent you guys the resolution of the old approval, but I might not have sent you, the Board of Adjustment, when they approved the variances, they approved for the ambulance company that's there. There's an official like site plan for where the ambulances are going to be parked. And I want to get that incorporated into this site plan. Mr. Tovey brought up these ambulances parked next to the curb, or when the Board of Adjustment approved the 10 vehicles for the ambulance company on here, they approved the site plan showing where the ambulances need to be. And I think we need to have that on here.
I don't think I have that. I certainly have the resolution. And the
It's-
resolution says the employees who drive the ambulances will park their cars in the spots where the ambulances were. But I don't think I have the site
could-
plan showing where the
There's-
parking is. So if you provide that, we will make that a part of the site plan or agree to comply with the previous approval.
It's nothing more than what we did here now. It just delineated on the Harrison Avenue side, there was 3 buses. Along Reverend Roberts, there was the rest of them. It just delineated where they needed to be parked. It was simple.
Please provide it and we'll comply with it.
Thank you.
All right, so the condition will be, we'll incorporate the parking scheme for the ambulances previously approved by the board.
That's already a part of the record if we get it,
Right.
because it's already been approved that way, and I have no problem with that, Mrs.
Right,
McGovern.
so you'll just add it to this diagram to make it clear that it's on there.
All right, other questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I have one more question. Last time the applicant testified, I'm just looking for clarity. Did he say that there would be no more than 8 or 9 of these large dump trucks on that property at any one time?
That is what he testified to. Juan, would you repeat what you said as to the number of dump trucks you're gonna have there?
Yes, between 8 and 9 dump trucks inside the lot.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I also have a question. The last meeting, one of the residents made a comment about noise and fumes. And it seems that the change of the chain link fence to a wooden fence will help alleviate that, the possibility of that condition. Is there any opportunity on the site plan to add any additional evergreens or shrubbery to provide an additional bit of buffer between the adjoining residential properties and the proposed wooden fence.
Adnan, you have any
Yeah.
answer for that?
Unfortunately, the way the existing building is, if you look at it where my hand is moving, like this is the building right sits almost on the property line up here. So there is a very little area that can be transferred into green area. We might get some green area or some shrubbery in this area, the hash that I'm saying.
Mhm.
I'm showing, but the only problem there is like it will be very hard to maintain considering what the use around it is. And then there's always a chance as if like the trucks I may keep damaging that shrubbery in that area. Agreed.
So in your opinion, will the fence, with the fence being 6 feet high, do you see that as helping to alleviate the transfer of fumes and noise?
I won't say it will eliminate that transfer of fumes because they are dispersed in air. So whichever way the air is going to flow, they will go. But it will definitely reduce some of the noise levels that the applicant currently experience. However, I also want to point out, I think most of those fumes and the noise is coming out from the operations of an existing tenant who is going to be moving out. So when he's going to move out, a lot of those issues will go with him.
Thank you very much.
Okay, anyone else?
I just wanted to add something on the record that was brought up, and I don't know whether Mr. Hay is going to do it or the one of the first points in Mr. Hay's report is about the weight limit on Harrison. It should be pointed out that the commissioners have enacted an ordinance, I think it's on its second reading, to change that weight limit back to what it was. So there isn't going to be a problem on Harrison. That's about ready to be signed back into the books so that there's no weight issue for trucks on Harrison.
Right. Okay, now, I guess we can ask if there's anyone, can we see the audience though? I can't.
You're gonna have to take the site plan down so
Site
we
plan
can
down
see
for me?
who's, yeah.
Okay. Is there,
And somebody is raising their hand.
Already. Now these will be questions for the engineer,
Okay,
on his testimony, right? So we
there's a
have,
phone number that I brought on because they raised their hands.
Yes. Can I be heard?
yeah, you can be heard.
Oh, thank you.
If you give
I
us-
want to thank the Madam Chairman for suggesting that with the fence, and the gentleman before who used the accurate description of the noun as an eyesore, because I've been the recipient
Excuse me, before
of
we
this
start,
third-class
we need-
citizenship that I had to deal with. However, I have a few questions because I wasn't
Sir?
quite clear with the, hello?
Sir,
You have
we
to
need-
give your
the-
name.
We need your full.
Oh, I'm
name
sorry.
first, and your address.
I thought you people knew me by now. I'm the constant complainer. Anthony Dominic, 12 Harrison Street in Nutley.
And would you raise your right hand and swear you got it up, I guess? Swear the
Yes,
testimony,
I'm
nothing
ready.
but the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so thank you, Madam Chairman, for your suggestion, and thank you to the gentleman before for noting that it's an eyesore, because that's what it is. Yeah, I feel like, to the committee, I truly feel like I'm living next to the city dump. There's no respect for the property owners around there at all.
Sure.
However, I wasn't quite clear about, I heard terminology. I want to know whether or not I'm going to be seeing this. I heard dump trucks, scaffolding, loading and unloading. I hope that's not going to be what I see outside my window. However, I do feel that the gentleman before, he's absolutely correct when he passes by. There is haphazard parking over there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
Yeah.
danger. They don't
Well,
park in designated spaces. What? Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, the questions you have, are they for the engineer on his testimony? The comments you're making are a public comment. We'll do that at the end. So, you have any questions for the engineer on his testimony?
Well, I do have the questions. You're not listening. I'm asking the engineer. He mentioned dump trucks, scaffolding, loading and unloading. Is that going to be what I will see outside my kitchen window and my living room window at 14 Harrison Street? That's my question.
Okay,
Mr. Graziano, I think that question would be better answered by Mr. Munoz.
yes. By the owner. Mr. Munoz, would you like to
Yes.
respond to that?
Yeah, I think Mr. Khan was about the scaffolding is, the scaffolding that is there now won't be there. Because I don't use scaffolding. I don't do that type of work.
So scaffolding will not be there, correct?
I think they have pieces of that there as we speak, but that's gonna be gone, I guess, with the, because that's the.
So,
owner that's there.
yeah. Now, my question to you is, as the new potential owner, will you be parking dump trucks there, flatbed trucks? Because that's all I see there.
Yes.
I saw a flatbed truck for the last couple of weeks, overnight there, and they get away with it. The previous owner. Is that going to continue? I'm going to continue to see that with the noise and the fumes, et cetera, et cetera. I want a definitive answer because I pay exorbitant
Excuse me,
taxes.
Mr. Chairman, this gentleman did not testify to anything to that effect. I tried to accommodate the objector by putting him on. So if he's got questions, don't just go easy and ask one question at a time.
Yes, and about the dump trucks, these dump trucks are 2019s and 2020s. They are tier 4 emissions, which you turn them on, you barely hear them.
So what you're saying is, I will see dump trucks? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And I, as a resident, supposed to approve of this? It's adding insult to injury. I'm going to re-experience the same thing I did with Graziano.
Mr. Chairman, I object to this. The matter's been approved for 8 to 9 dump trucks. This question is irrelevant. We're here before the board for
No,
site.
it's relevant because I live here. I live here. It's very relevant. If you were living here, it would be relevant to you too. Don't say it's irrelevant. I'm a taxpayer here.
Yeah, we understand that.
No, I don't want to be minimized and censored. No, you're not doing that to
I'm
me.
not censoring you, sir. Listen. the
Yes, he is. He's
question-
censoring me. Yes, he is.
Questions. We've
I'm
answered-
irrelevant. I'm not irrelevant. I own property here and I pay taxes. And I'm not going to be treated like a third-class citizen. I just heard dump trucks. That's what I just heard. Did you hear the same thing? There's nothing wrong with my auditory perception.
That's good to hear. And,
Well, yeah, thank you for your cynical commentary.
no,
If
listen,
you were living here, you would feel the same way.
I live in the town, sir. I live in the town. You live in the town. I'm not too.
Well, don't rationalize it. You're not living next to the dump trucks.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
Well, I didn't get a definitive answer.
You're gonna
I'm
see-
still waiting for an answer.
The answer is there will be 8 or 9 dump trucks there that will be parked inside overnight and go out during the day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. There's your answer. Do you have any more?
Well, what are they going to do to prevent noise and emissions, et cetera? Like the gentleman said before, those are goals. Are they going to adhere to those goals? About barriers, et cetera, so it minimizes the noise and the fumes that come through my window?
That's what we're trying to work on, sir. With the fencing and trying to
Well,
do screening. and-
Like the gentleman before who's advocating for the townspeople, theory is one thing, actuality is something else.
Oh, okay. You're entitled to your opinion. Okay. Thank you.
I see. Oh, Todd, your hand is up. Did we lose you? I guess I got to bring him over. I don't know how we got him.
Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to be heard? There was another hand I thought before.
I had one up for a minute.
Go ahead.
I just think the resident needs to be explained. I don't think he's seen the site plan. He thinks there's going to be dump trucks on the Harrison Avenue side. If you look at that parking plan by the applicant's engineer, it clearly is not big enough for a dump truck. He's used to the old owner parking all this crap all over. This official site plan is going to clearly delineate where the approved dump truck is allowed to park. That's clear. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. All right. No other hands up in the audience.
No.
Yeah, Sean, would you like to continue?
I think if there's no further testimony from anybody, I'll give a brief summation. I do not have any other witnesses. Obviously, this is just a site plan hearing,
You want to hear
and the
from,
engineers explained it.
you want to hear from Todd Hay and Panoni and Ricky first?
Cool. Todd, do you have anything to add? You have to unmute yourself.
You're on mute, Todd. Can't hear you.
Todd, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you at all. Try again.
Mr. Chairman, I can't hear anything. Is something being said?
No, he's not talking yet because
His
he's
microphone
trying to,
working, I think.
I think he's dialing in now.
Can you hear me, Diana?
Now we hear you.
Yeah, I
Now we hear you.
apologize for that. I forgot about my headset. Mr. Chairman, as well as our council, I did have one question to ask before I went into comments. And that question is with respect to our first point in terms of discussing the parking and what have you, and the visitor spaces and also the employee spaces. I just wanted to get a clarification from the applicant's engineer as well as the applicants concerning shift changes and what have you. Is it true that all of the parking for the operations that are being utilized with the site will not overflow? And if they do, where is that parking going to go?
I can answer. I think based on my understanding of the operations, we are providing more than what's required or what's been currently utilized on site. So, and again, the operations based on what is being proposed to the current conditions going to be downsized because of the tenant that's leaving out, because that tenant is the one who utilizes the most of the site, both like for storage of equipment as well as the parking. So once he's gone, then we will probably have a finite number that we know, okay, we should expect this many trucks only on site for this many employees. So I think that will be much streamlined and will be better, can be better handled and will be better handled.
Now that also includes, because it is for trucking, but that also includes the medical transport as well as the other operations on the property. Is that correct?
Mr. Hay, there's only one other operation on the property. There's a medical transport, there's Juan Munoz, and there's the existing business that's there, one of the existing businesses. That's it. 3 different businesses, and that's what was testified to or argued about at the previous hearing.
Very good, Mr. Gaccione. I just wanted clarification with that because that was the variance application. So for the site plan, I just need a clarification on that. Mr. Graziano, that is, and Mr. Chairman and our council, I don't have any other questions. Just let me know when you're ready for me to go ahead and make comments.
Right.
Just to correct Todd, though, it was not a variance that they got. They got certified as a pre-existing non-conforming use.
My apologies. Yes, and our planner did explain it to me. My apologies.
Okay.
And if there is any additional parking required, they will find out space outside, right?
But that was the testimony by the engineer earlier.
That was the testimony, correct,
Yep.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Did Mr. Ricky want to have any comments for the engineer?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, real quick, I just want to make sure that was my question. I do have comments if you wanted me to go into that. I apologize.
Oh, you know what? You might as well go into them now. Yeah, sure.
Okay, very good. If it's okay, I'm just going to quickly, Mr. Chairman, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, as you probably are aware, as well as all of the board members, we did prepare a letter recently concerning the latest set of plans that were provided by the applicant. I will start off with the letter on June 16th and just go down through it very quickly to just address some things that I have and some observations as well that I made this evening with this evening's testimony. In the comment number one, which I was just referring with the question, it appears that the applicant has gone ahead and agreed to providing additional off-site parking if required, because of the fact that if the operations do overlap and if there is a need for that parking, there would be parking that would be found. I just wanted to bring to the applicant's attention the fact that right now, as we speak, and I'm not sure if applicant's counsel is aware of this, but I have discussed it with our counsel, Mr. Chairman, is the fact that the township has been working on a plan at the end of Reverend Roberts Place to really accommodate parking because it is their right of way, as well as right of way that is owned by Holy Family Church. A parking plan that would accommodate both the Holy Family Church parking, as well as visitor parking, permanent parking, and in no parking areas. That would also be leased out by the Board of Education as well, as that property happens to be overlapped with township property. I wanted to make sure also was clarified that there are no parking areas east side of Reverend Roberts Place, and that the applicant should observe this particular comment that we made, that if they are looking for off-site parking, that off-site parking could be made in the form of a notation that's on the plan. I would ask that that be made a condition if the board would approve this application this evening. With respect to the weight limit, we did discuss that. Yes, that was the current ordinance, and there is a new ordinance underway to consider scrapping that. With respect to the parking schedule, the not satisfied, I believe the applicant has met that satisfactorily on number 3. When you go down to number 5, the applicant, I believe, clarified that as well, and we hope that that would be made as part of compliance plans. Same thing with item number 6 as well. When you move down to item number, just skimming down this, on item number 9, Mr. Chairman, it's been in my, my observations over the last 15 years with planning and zoning board applications for the township of Nutley, really have not approved any type of use, that being a storage use or a use for parking, where we haven't had asphalt. I would strongly advise the board to consider, and I know the applicant may not like this, the fact that, and I did hear the testimony, but the fact is that, in many different municipalities within the state, as well as the township of Nutley, we've never approved a lot where you've gone ahead and put in additional business, let's say trucking, and the trucking use, even though it's been there are going to be SU-30 design vehicles, which is 30-foot trucks that will be stored in this. I still have a concern about that. I believe that this applicant should find a way to place asphalt down in those areas where there may be compacted gravel. Again, that's my recommendation to board. The board chooses not to go with that recommendation and go with what the applicant is seeking, they should do so. But I will, caution the board that we have not approved an application of this type where we've gone ahead and had existing gravel. I don't recall that being the case, even with the operations with the stone, I believe it's the marble manufacturer over there on Washington Street. We have an application a few years ago. Actually, it was a proposal, and I can tell you that, we did a lot of things to make that easy for large trucks to come in and out without tracking gravel and what have you. So I just want to caution the board on that, Mr. Chairman. For item number 12, yes, the applicant has made, it is required under municipal land use law that a boundary and topo survey be provided, and the applicant has said that they will do so. Mr. Chairman, some of the other observations, I am going to stop sharing screen. I will tell you with respect to the board-on-board fence, I will remind the board that both the zoning board and the planning board, as well as the township, don't accept wood board-on-board fences. We would like board-on-board, either vinyl or PVC fences to be placed. That is something that will require no maintenance, no upkeep, and I think would be in keeping with a lot of the applications that we approved of this type in the township. So I would ask that that be placed as a condition. And Mr. Chairman, the last item that came up as well was a question about site clearance. Mr. Berry, our zoning official, is correct. We can work with the applicant to ensure proper site triangle clearance at that intersection to make sure that vehicles can get enter and exit safely out of Reverend Roberts Place because of the location of where the fence is being placed. we will certainly work with the applicant on that in compliance. And then, of course, work with them as the application progresses if in construction, if this application were to be approved this evening. And Mr. Chairman, I rest my testimony with respect to our letter and the observations that I've heard this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. As far as the paving, does the board members have any ideas or thoughts on the paving or the vinyl board on board?
Frank,
Chairman, have you heard? If there's no comment,
Well, no, I have a comment. Would that,
Frank,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
It's two comments.
go ahead.
I'll
uh,
wait.
does that change the percentage of impervious surface then? If it's asphalt as opposed to the gravel?
No, because we did counted the gravel area as impervious in our calculation.
Okay, thank you.
Good, Dan.
They also have an asphalt that the water will seep through, but my comment for the vinyl fences, and only because I noticed this, up on Kingsland and I guess that's Bloomfield Ave, they put that 7-Eleven and that doctor's office. And that PVC 6-foot high fence, every other month it's hit and it pops apart. So unless you're gonna put like a guardrail or maybe some heavy concrete tire stops down there, that vinyl fence will just be busted apart also. So
Mr. Tola,
Maybe
if
so
you don't
bad
mind,
go
if you
ahead.
don't mind, Mr. Tola, if you don't mind me addressing that, we can make sure that there is an appropriate fence, make reinforced board on board fences with the type of fences that are vinyl or PVC.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I notice that fence up there all the time. And like I said, every other month, you know, a car backs into it, a bumper hits it and the thing blows apart. You know, like I said, maybe if there was a lower guardrail to stop that from hitting the PVC or whatever you decide to put there, I don't know what you could put, but.
Yeah, Mr. Tola, I will tell you that in recent applications, when you have parking, I want to refer back to Mr. Berry's comment where really you would have to put in wheel stops or you'd have to put in a guardrail. I would suggest that the applicant, because Mr. Berry did make the comment that maybe wheel stops or something be placed so we can protect the guardrail, but there are different solutions to reinforce the fence. I'm just concerned about the upkeep and the fact that the fence wears in the, you know, that adjacent area, that it's going to be a maintenance nightmare. And that's the reason why I mentioned PVC fence.
Yeah, yeah. But
Right.
when you did mention that, I thought of that, and that's why I said whenever something hits it, the thing busts apart on them.
And
We'll address it.
And Mr. Chairman, I also, to follow up on the PVC or vinyl fence question from Mr. Tolvey. The existing vinyl fence that's on the property now, is that of a condition and an appearance that the, if the applicant agrees to the fence being vinyl or PVC, would that match the existing fence?
What is the existing fence is not board on board, is it?
No, it's chain link, I thought.
Right.
No, if I'm talking about,
A small portion of it in the front parking lot is vinyl, and then it changes into chain link fence.
But it's not board on board.
No, it's not board on board.
I think it'll look fine on the back with the board on board. I think vinyl's probably a good idea just for beautification. I mean,
mhm.
and as far as the paving, the gravel, is that going to create a nightmare for snow removal? Is it going to create any dust when trucks are pulling in and out? You know, it's going to, you know, gets wet and it starts to rut up with heavy trucks running on it and stuff like that. Is it going to need to be filled in? I mean, does the applicant have any objection to paving that?
first, I'd like to have Mr. Khan answer your issue if he could, Mr. Graziano, and then I'll address it with my client.
Yeah.
Mr. Khan?
Sure, yeah, based on my observation, that gravel is like very packed gravel, like even if you try to scratch it, like I didn't see or I didn't find any spots that are loose enough for it to kind of like become a nuisance for either snow removal or dust. But I will leave up to the applicant if he wishes to pave that area.
Yeah, I'd just like to further clarify the question then. So there's no justification for not paving it other than likely expense, right? We're not leaving it unpaved because of some benefit for the types of trucks that are going to be on there. It's just not paved currently, and we're proposing as per this plan to leave it unpaved and just gravel.
You want me to respond, Mr.
Yeah,
Pataglia?
sure.
Yeah. Well, as you recall, this was an argument for a pre-existing non-conforming use. And I think that we had a very good argument and the board approved it, but they approved it subject to a condition. Now, normally when you get a certification for a pre-existing non-conforming use, it stays exactly as it is. My client has made numerous changes in an effort to improve the circumstances. And I just would like to point that out. I don't want to get into a legal battle over this situation. I want to accommodate the board, but we do have certain rights in conjunction with this application. So let's ask Mr. Munoz what he thinks and if he can see his way clear to paving the section you're talking about. Mr. Munoz?
Mr. Gassion, do you want to do this on the record or do you want to have a private conversation and come back on?
I would love to have a private conversation if I could have 5 minutes. Or I'll just put myself on mute and put him on mute.
Why don't you do that and then like pick up the
Okay.
phone and call him?
Diana, while we're waiting, just a functional question. Are we ultimately going to be looking to make a motion to accept the site plan based on certain conditions?
Yeah, well, you're going to look at the site plan application and you're going to approve it with additional conditions that have been discussed tonight. If the board agrees to, if there's a consensus as to which conditions you want to add. There's been concessions already, which, you know, I've been making a list, but now we're finding out. I don't know, we're finding out about the paving part of it. I mean, you can still order things. There's question about that though. I'm going to check on my air conditioner because I'm really hot right now and I wanted to see if I can get it to be cooler. It must be really hot outside because
It is still humid and hot, I think, yeah.
where's the weather? Oh yeah, it's 81. Okay. Well, while we're on a break, and I'll say it again at the end of the meeting, we will be back in person in August. Our July meeting is our last Zoom meeting.
Hmm. Five minutes yet?
No, I didn't look at the time, but I hope he comes back soon. I think you can call him because he's on mute, but he can still hear you. There he comes.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. So I had an opportunity to discuss it with my client. Now, I grew up on a construction yard that my uncles owned on Passaic Avenue. And I started to think about it. They don't have pavement. The reason they don't have pavement, and that's my client's issue, is it's very difficult to maintain pavement with the weight of those trucks constantly going over it. So that's why he does not want to pave it. He's concerned that it'll make matters worse if he puts pavement there. I don't know what would have to be done, the expense that would be involved to put some sort of material that would allow trucks to go on and off it all the time. So my client is reluctant to agree to the paving for that reason. And again, I can tell you that I'm talking about the construction yard that I'm familiar with on Passaic Avenue across from Nicolady. It was originally owned by my uncles long ago, and I don't think that's ever been paved. That's my observation.
Okay. Any thoughts?
I don't have an issue with it. Because I agree with that reasoning. That's why I asked.
It makes a little sense. So it's been like that. There hasn't been any complaints as far as we know about dust or snow removal. As long as he's gonna be able to maintain it, it'll be up to him to maintain. And it will allow for water to pass through a lot easier than blacktop and creating some drainage issues possibly. All right, what about the fence? We didn't talk about that.
The fence is acceptable. I think that's part of the site plan. I have no objection. Let the board make a determination. I think there's arguments on both sides on that, and I don't know what the board determines my client will adhere to.
So does the board want wood or PVC / or vinyl?
I would think PVC / vinyl for a better looking and less maintenance kind of a thing. So that's what we'll look for there. All right, does that about cover everything on this? Mr. Ricky, want to be heard still?
Mr. Chairman, that's if the board needs to hear from me really at this point. I had some lag when Mr. Gaccione went through my letter, so I didn't capture each and every point that he went through. Is there anything in my letter that the applicant didn't agree with?
Um,
I don't think he agreed to paint the building.
Definitely not, did not.
we talked about outdoor storage.
There will be no outdoor storage.
Yeah, paving and repainting, we just went over again.
But you will be restriping. Is
We
that what I understand?
absolutely will be restriping
Yeah.
in accordance with the plan submitted. Mr. Berry went over that with my engineer.
And the landscaping, I believe, was covered. Front parking lot is devoid of landscaping. We've got some shrubs added in, and we're gonna work with the forester to get a better screening type of shrubbery or something that's gonna grow arborvitae's, whatever. That'll be up to him. So I think everything's covered.
The front lot, how is the front lot gonna be used? What type of vehicles? Did he agree to what type of vehicles in the front lot? The applicant?
That was the ambulances that was already already decided by another variance.
Yeah.
By front lot, you mean Harrison Street?
At the intersection, yeah, Harrison.
Harrison.
Yep.
Yeah, that's,
With you. I think Mr. Khan can re-explain that if you want. Adnan?
Yes, sure. It is my understanding that the front lot is used for employee parking and occasional medical transport vehicles to be parked, and they're going to be continued to do the same. No dump trucks or no heavy vehicles will be parked in there.
And Mrs. McGovern indicated to me that she will provide me with the site plan that was approved by this board with regard to where those ambulances will park, and we will comply with that requirement.
That I did hear. Okay. I'm just looking through here. I mean, you have a lot line running through the building, you consolidate that?
We agreed to do that already.
Okay. I'm parking that. When I talked about the landscaping in the front, very small area, I understand that. I talked about the concept of trying to wrap it around onto, what's it,
Reverend Roberts.
Yeah, Reverend Roberts Lane. I know it gets very narrow, and then it transitions to the driveway opening there. That's something that was the recommendation, and also you have an area that's a dead area that's adjacent to the residential property on Harrison. And
I think Mr. Khan responded to all of that. If you need for him to repeat it, I'll put him back on.
yeah, I
As to
had
what
a
he would
lag
do
for
or
a
not
short
do.
period of time.
I'm sorry?
I had a lag during a period of time on the call.
Mr. Khan, would you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I think the landscaping as we showed on our plans and as it was, I think, based on the forester's current review letter, they appreciate like the way we are showing it. Going back to your comment, wrapping up the landscaping towards the intersection to Reverend Roberts, I think it is probably going to add more issues with the side triangle because the curb cut for the front parking area is going to get closer. So again, in our revised plans, we are going to show the side triangle easements for both the areas of the front and the back. And again, if we can accommodate any more landscaping in that area, we will try to add some.
And remind me, a site triangle has to be clear from what, 2 to 11 feet?
What is that?
A site triangle has to be clear from what height to what height, 2 to 11?
It's about 36 inches to 7 feet.
So if we're asking for shrubs that are low shrubs, how would that impact a site triangle?
I mean, that's something like we will work with the forester and see like whatever like they will recommend, we can work with them.
Okay.
We can add more.
Well, don't say it's going to impact the site triangle if it's not. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Again, if
the higher shrubs, it's gonna be higher shrubs where we can put them in, and if we got lower stuff on other spots.
Yeah, because I think you missed also is like, I think we talked about like screening the parking lot.
Right.
So I think that by having like 24 or 30-inch shrubs, it defeats the purpose of screening the parking lot, which board requires.
Yeah, traditionally, parking lots have low
Excuse me,
landscaping.
if I could. Mr. Ricky, we agreed to do the shrubbery along Harrison consistent with the recommendation of the forester. And we will, I have no objection to Mr. Graziano, if this is approved, putting that as a condition of this approval.
Okay, the way I have it right now, Paul, that they had discussed a while back in the meeting, shrubs along Harrison to be reviewed with the forester to create more screening with the line of sight to be considered. So
Right.
we went over that.
Okay. So I was pointing out the area that's on Harrison, that's right next to the residential property. That's a dead area. And dead areas tend to collect stuff, right? So I was trying to encourage some other use of that area rather than just being pavement. That was the planning rationale behind it.
I think my witness explained why he didn't think shrubbery should go in that location, if that's your point. He already testified to that and explained why.
Okay. I did not hear that explanation. I can't respond to it, but it's a dead area that's paved. Fencing has been discussed. Outdoor storage has been discussed. I guess no one wants to put any sweat equity in and paint the building on the frontage. That's been discussed. That's everything.
You know, real quick, is there any lighting going in that area?
Mr.
No.
Khan?
No lighting is proposed beside what's currently exists on the building. And that building has light fixtures facing towards the back where they currently park, they currently store the equipment and all that. So in my opinion, that is more than adequate for the proposed operations as well.
Well, I wasn't sure if you had it on there or not. I just don't think it should be on at 10 o'clock at night if somebody's, but that's fine if you don't have it in that area.
Anything else?
Have no further witnesses. My case is complete, Mr. Chairman. I just want to, if everybody's done, just a very, very brief summation.
Should we do your summation before we hear from public comment or?
No, public comment, please, first.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to open this up to public comment. Please raise your hand if you have something to say, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. So we see Ruben Pereira.
Okay.
And we need to swear him in, correct?
Oh, when he gets there.
Yeah, whenever we find him.
Hello?
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Oh, it's okay. It's just audio.
All right. Well, give us your full name, please. Spell your last name and give your address, please.
Ruben Pereira, Pereira. I live on 20 Harrison Street.
Would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to say?
So we've lived on this property we're the corner house right across for a lot of years, and we're kind of concerned about what the 8 or 9, I guess, large trucks are going to do in terms of property, like in exaggerating some of the difficulties that we had experienced in the past, and like how that might be addressed. I mean, from my understanding, it isn't so much the site plan itself, but attitudes with some of the workers. Like we've had issues with trucks driving on our grass on our lawn because there is no sidewalk. It's our property is directly adjacent to the street. Trucks idling at and honking the horns at 4 a.m. sometimes even on weekends. So, and also blocking our driveway and garage and just making that intersection a bit of a maze and stuff like that. And so I guess my comment, the purpose is just to try to understand, will we be experiencing more of that? Will there be mechanisms to address the issues that we've had? Because it does affect our property and our property value.
Mr. Gershon, would you like to respond to that?
Well, again, this is certification for pre-existing non-conforming use. That use is already in existence. and it's going to be diminished substantially by my client when we have only 3 uses on the location, and my client's going to have 8 or 9 trucks. My understanding, based on information provided at the last hearing, there are many more trucks than that have been there. So I think this is a positive, and that when this is over, I think the place will look a lot better and there'll be a lot less disturbance of the neighbors. So I don't think Mr. Pereira should be concerned that it's going to get worse, because it's clearly going to get better.
And there are mechanisms in place. I don't know if you've done any, calls to the police if it's somebody's being abusive with you or driving out to your property and stuff. I'm sure you can make a complaint about that. So.
Right, and do we have to worry, I guess, about, because it's a bit of a tight corner of the street. I don't know if it's Memphis or Roberts Place. The street sign is kind of different, but I remember that you were addressing parking issues before. Do we have to deal with, I guess, trucks sometimes having to temporarily stay instead of our driveway? That's been a common occurrence before, just with the vehicles on the road, sometimes with the ambulances and everything.
Are you talking about parked cars, parked vehicles, or just idling vehicles?
Sometimes they've just been parked. But normally we just have to go over and tell someone to move. But it is inconvenient when it happens, because it's our driveway, and you shouldn't have to back up or park in front of our house.
Well, I guess your best bet would be to, if you can't get them to comply immediately, is give the police a call and let them start giving out some tickets, and that should stop things.
And about the issue with the pavement and the gravel, would that be, I guess gravel would it be on the street, or would it, I don't know how, would it be, I guess, being dragged out by the traffic flow of the trucks?
Well, according to the testimony we heard, it sounded like it was pretty tight gravel and nothing's been dragged out recently or that we're aware of.
Okay, that was all. Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, seeing none.
Nope, nobody else.
We're ready for your closing comments then.
Very brief, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, members of the board, Mr. Pereira's concern was the number of trucks. Certainly, based on what everyone knows, including the zoning officer, going to be a substantial reduction. This is a application that was approved last hearing with regard to the certification for a pre-existing non-conforming use. That was made subject to a site plan approval, and that site plan approval was presented by my engineer witness, and there's been some comment from my applicant. Certainly, the only issue was site plan, and we've complied. Loading and unloading on the property, not required. Wheel stops that were asked for, my client has no objection. Meeting with the forester with regard to the screening along Harrison Street, that is a condition, I believe, no objection. Obviously, we're concerned about the sight line, and we will make sure there's no problem with the sight line. And the fencing, the vinyl fencing, my client does not object to that and agrees to that. And there was a question of the parking requirements that my clients indicated that if there was a parking issue, he would find off-site parking. I think that covers all the topics that were brought up and all the issues that may or may not be a condition of the approval. I thank the board for your time and attention. I understand this has taken a lot of time from the certification last meeting and this certification. I appreciate it very much, and I think it'll be beneficial to the town should this be approved and we have a better, more careful business at this location.
Thank you. I guess we'll ask for a board now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, did you ask for a motion?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the submitted site plan for 2040 Reverend Roberts Place, tax lots 20 and 21 and block 9204. As per the testimony that we just heard from the applicant, the lawyer, and experts, and in conjunction with the testimony for our experts, I do believe that this site will be dramatically improved by the addition of the new business and a reduction of what would be considered by many to be heavy construction and storage on the current lots. The site plan has some substantial benefits as been presented, including relining, a sort of redesign of the existing fence, wheel stops. There's going to be some shrubbery put in as per conversation with the town, and there should be some benefits for the residents that have lived there with a much busier site going forward. So for that and any other things that may be set forth by council.
And we need the conditions set on those as well, right? Would be the,
You like me to recite them?
yeah,
Wheel stops along the vinyl fence on Harrison Avenue side. Will not store any hazardous materials on site. Shrubs along Harrison to be reviewed with the forester to create more screening with the line of sight to be considered. Will incorporate the parking scheme for the ambulance variance previously approved by the board. No more than 9 dump trucks would be on the lot. Board fence
vinyl.
will be a vinyl or PVC material. Will restripe in accordance with the site plan and will file a deed of lot consolidation as per letter D on Mr. Ricky's report.
You did say 6 spaces off-site, right? I mean, additional parking will be looked for off-site, right, if needed?
You want me to put that on there? I will add as a condition, additional
Conditions,
off
if
site
needed, yeah.
parking may be used okay.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Secretary, please call the board.
Whose second are we going with there? Just so I know.
I put Ms. Duva because I heard her louder than whoever else it was.
Thank you. Okay. There's only 7 of us, right?
Mhm.
Starting with Ms. Everybody's voting, so
Yeah. Okay. So Patricia Doherty,
Yes.
Greg Tovey,
Yes.
Daniel Tovey,
Yes.
Teresa Duva,
Yes.
Joseph Battaglia,
Yes.
Chairman Graziani.
Yeah, before I vote, I want
you
to thank
forgot Mr. Cofone.
Mr. Cofone, you forgot.
Don Cofone.
Yes.
All right, now me. I want to thank Mr. Munoz for working with us to help improve this area, this site, and make it a better use of this site. And wishing him good luck and hope that he will be a good and considerate neighbor to the people all around this site. And my vote is yes. Thank you. I guess variance has been approved.
Thank you.
For site plan.
Site plan, whatever.
Okay.
Thank the board for their time and careful attention to this application. On behalf of my client, I think you'll be very happy with this decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
All right, next.
Next.
I'm finding Ms. Gonchar. I'm gonna
We
find
have
her.
Reverend, we have 275 Kingsland Street, code interpretation.
Oh, here he is. He's raising his hand and I can't find him because he's making it too easy for me.
Who are you looking for? Rich?
Mr. Prokranik, who raised his hand, and that made it difficult because he was trying to make it easy for me. So like, you know, it's not hard for me. Is there anybody else that is supposed to be out on?
Adam Fiella, my colleague,
All
and
right.
Tom Behrens, our planner.
Okay. And Barron's. Got it.
Okay, all right, so this is a continuation. There's no need to read the letter of denial. I guess we will just swear everyone in as necessary. Is that right?
Yeah, this is the last interpretation question. I guess Ms. Gonchar, I don't know whether they want to do a short opening. This is about section 700-67A regarding attached, whether the trash compactor is a detached accessory building.
Correct. Merrill Gonchar, Sills, Cummins, and Gross, we're the attorneys for PB Nutcliff Master LLC, the owner of the subject property and applicant this evening for the continued hearing. We were last before you at the May hearing. As noted at that time, the subject property is located at 233, 237, 247, and 299 Kingsland Street. We've referred to the application as 275 Kingsland, you'll see on the plan, designated as block 2000 lots 1, 4, and 5 and block 2101 lot 1 on the tax map. As we noted, this application was submitted in November of 2020 with an additional document on December 1, 2020. The zoning officer issued a denial letter dated February 5, 2021. We have already dealt with 2 of the items, one being whether a use variance was required. Another C variance that was identified by Mr. Berry with regard to the width of the driveway. This third one this evening as to whether the trash compactor is in fact attached to the building and therefore part of the principal building and therefore no need for the variance that was identified. All of this was explained in a response letter that we provided to the February 5 letter. By our letter dated February 8, we received another letter February 19 from Mr. Berry confirming his previous positions. This is our third appearance as indicated and as noted by Ms. McGovern. This is an interpretation. This is a challenge to the position that the variance is needed with regard to section 700-67A of the ordinance, which prohibits a detached accessory building or use in the front yard. Here, as we'll demonstrate, the compactor is actually attached to the building. And therefore, we do not believe it comes within that provision, but rather section 700-67 capital D of the code, which states that an attached accessory structure or accessory use shall be considered to be part of the main building. Our first witness is Richard Prakanik. He has previously been before you qualified as an expert in the field of engineering and previously been sworn. However, we certainly invite you to have him sworn this evening, and we can certainly put his license and other credentials in the record.
I think his credentials and his license have already been explained and been accepted. I think we'll just let him give his full name and his address, spell his last name, and we'll swear him in one more time anyway.
Thank you. Rich?
My name is Rich Prokanic. That's P as in Peter, R-O-C-A-N-I-K. I work for Greenberg Faro. Our business address is 92 East Main Street, Suite 410 in Somerville, New Jersey.
Would you raise your right hand, please, again? You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, let's continue.
For the record, if the board would just confirm that, well, let me ask Rich, your license remains in good standing since the last hearing?
Yes, it's still.
It's an engineering license in the state of New Jersey?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. We would just ask the board to confirm that they are still recognizing him as an expert in the field of engineering.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Rich, can you just, since I can say it, but I'm not offering testimony, will you please explain or reiterate the issue of the trash compactor and explain to the board how this piece of equipment, this part of the building is in fact attached to the building and where it's located on the plans that have been submitted to the board.
Certainly. If it's okay with the board, I would like to share my screen. I think the visual aid would help in my testimony.
Yes, sir, please do.
I should be able to see that any second.
Yes.
And Rich,
Yes.
can you identify what it is by the name on the plan, the date, and confirm whether this is part of the plans that were submitted to the board?
Certainly. So we submitted an abbreviated set to the zoning board for this interpretation. It's entitled 275. I'm sorry, over here. It's entitled preliminary and final major site plan application for proposed warehouse building at 275 Kingsland Street. Of the several sheets of the entire set, we only submitted 8 to the board for this determination. I would like to specifically refer to sheet 2.0 layout plan, and the entire plan set is dated October 23rd, 2020. The compactor in question is along the front of the building, which is the north face. It's a little bit east of center of the building, in line with the loading docks. The concern that was raised by Mr. Berry is graphically we don't show lines connecting the compactor to the building. So you'll see the tag proposed trash compactor pointing to a rectangle, but there's no actual line work connecting it to the building. We did that because we were graphically showing the concrete pad that the compactor will rest on, not specifically the compactor. Now, the compactor will have a chute that connects to the building, but it will be elevated off of the ground. And this will allow anyone within the building to need a disposal of any kind of trash or garbage. They can just put it right into the chute and it will down the chute into the compactor. And it will be attached to the building in insurance.
Okay, and that will always remain, if there is a compactor there, it will remain attached to the building. It's not something that's taken on or off in order to function. It must remain attached as you're describing it.
Yeah, it needs to remain attached to the building. It will be removed from the site once it's full from the exterior, but it will never be accessed by any employee or worker within the building from the outside. They'll only access it from the inside.
Okay. And based upon that, was it your understanding that this would be covered under 67.D as being attached accessory structure or accessory use rather than a detached structure under 67A? And that was why you did not identify this as a variance? Is that an accurate assessment?
Yes, we didn't identify it as a variance because we fully intended it to be attached to the building. It would be attached compactor. Just graphically, we in hindsight probably should have drawn 2 lines in there to show it to be attached, but we didn't. I apologize for any confusion, but it's always been our intent to have it attached.
Just out of curiosity, are there any other plans where it's shown in any way that, is there any other depiction of it, or is this how it appears on each of the sets?
It may show up on other sheets, but like for example, this sheet, but it's the same line work. It's just the viewport is manipulated differently for the sheets.
Okay.
But it's shown once in AutoCAD and then it's repeatedly shown on different sheets.
Okay. That's all we have from this witness, since we do have a planner available also.
I don't have any questions for this witness. I mean, I could see how you would think it was outside a testimony saying it's attached, so.
Yeah, we're not questioning why the question was raised. We're just explaining that was simply needed to be clarified, we believe, in terms of the testimony. And this was the information that we had provided. So when the question was raised, nobody's being critical. It's certainly understandable. But we would just, again, if anybody in the board or public has questions for this witness, if not, we do have our planner present.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Do you have any sample photos of what a trash compactor could possibly look like, given that there are a variety of commercial and industrial trash compactors available? And thank you very much. And can you show how this attaches to the building?
Certainly. So normally what would happen is that once a tenant is brought in, they would reach out to a trash distribution, a disposal company, I should say, and they would appropriately size and give them the specific model that would best fit their use. However, for clarity purposes, I was able to find what I think is a pretty clear depiction of what the compactor should look about. And what you'll see here is, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So this is a side-mounted trash compactor. We're proposing front-mounted, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So you'll see here is the primary compactor, and then here's the chute that's attached to the building. In our application, the chute will be off the front of it and not the side. It doesn't affect the operations. It's more of the layout of the building and the space available to us. So as we design the site, the front end loader would be a little bit more applicable, and it would just fit nicely within the loading docks.
This is not to represent the actual, since we have not selected, but any that is it your testimony that any compactor that was placed there would be attached in the manner that this is shown against this break off piece of wall in the picture?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to switch back to the site plan again. So here we show it kind of perpendicular to the building or parallel with the other trucks, the loading docks, and the chute would be right here, and it would look something like that. And this part going back would be the side mounted. So just imagine this portion just right in front, and then they move the power unit to wherever they need it to be.
Can we ask Ms. McGovern, since this is an example in case someone wanted to see it, that this perhaps should be marked as a separate exhibit, since the previous plan that is being referred to was part of the plan set?
I would ask that. I was about to pop on and ask if we could mark this for identification. I guess it's an applicant's exhibit 1 for today.
Right, A1.
Yeah, that would, oh, thank you. Wow, you know how to do that. That's great.
Quite handy.
And I would also ask that little example that you drew on the plans with the 2 red lines, if we could mark that as an illustration. Yeah, if we could do that as an A2.
Cloud it or bubble it, cloud it or anything? Or?
That give it a little bit of perspective, and then we can do A2, 6.
Great.
Name on it, just so you know.
And I mean, obviously tonight everybody can see, and the hearing is being recorded. So in the future, anybody who wanted to look at this would have the exhibit. But Ms. Gonchor, in the next few days, if you could block this out and send it to the code office so they can maintain that as a separate exhibit, I appreciate that too.
Both of these documents will be so provided.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Mr. Chairman, I have a follow-up to this question. This trash compactor, will this be enclosed in any sort of surrounding structure with a roof?
There won't be a roof per se, but the compactor is fully enclosed. So there will be a lid, I think would be a good descriptor for this part right here. But there would not be an extension of the building over time.
I don't even know if that's a pertinent question for now, because it's strictly a code. We're just ruling on interpretation here. We're not site plan or anything like that. So,
Right. The question is whether it's attached to the building or not.
right. All right, would Dave Barry like to be heard at all at this point?
Yes. Without wasting everybody's time tonight, because I know the board's very busy. That has been my that was my concern. I never had the liberty to really discuss with Mr. Prokanic with regards to an attached structure, but that was my only concern. Often we have structures that are like, really close to the building that they say they're attached, but they're really not attached. So I'm very familiar with this section of C and D, and I do concur that if it is attached, there's no issues with it. So I just want the board to know my interpretation of an attached accessory structure, which is something I have to interpret a lot. And my concern, kind of like what Rich was talking about in the beginning, not having it attached, it's hard for me to tell. That's how I came up with that.
Yeah.
Mr. Barry, if I could just clarify a little bit further as well, even as an attached structure, it is still within all building setback line. I know we're not discussing that tonight, but just to put your mind at ease a little bit.
But the problem that I sometimes have is if it's an accessory structure, then it's got to be 10 feet away from the building. So, sometimes I have accessory structures that people want to put 2 feet from the building, but C says no detached accessory building shall be located nearer 10 feet of the building. So that's how I was looking at it. If it's attached using D, it would be fine. But if it's 3 feet away from the building, then it's still an issue. But I believe your intent is to attach it, I think.
Okay,
And
so
we'll
in other
keep that in
words,
mind.
Mr. Berry, then are you withdrawing the need for a variance for this and adopting the interpretation as suggested by the applicant that this is an attached accessory structure?
Well, it is drawn detached now.
I
so-
understand
the
that, but now
applicant
with this
testified-
clarification?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
The way Rich explained it, I'm sure his drawing would back that up and it would be fine.
Okay, so is there any need to go any further here?
Well, I don't know. That's fine. I mean, I guess that this was the explanation that we provided. So is there the record will then reflect that, that based upon the testimony in these circumstances, the proposed trash compactor is controlled by section 700-67D. And so no C variance is required, provided that the trash compactor is as represented attached to the building and will remain so.
I'm happy to do a resolution to that effect if you'd like it.
Okay, just to, yeah, so that it's not an open item. I feel bad for Mr. Barron's who had to sit through the whole evening.
Well, exactly.
Nice to see you.
We can do it like almost like a consent order where we'll put a resolution that the testimony establishes and by consent of all parties that that's what it's been deemed.
So there's no need to take a vote or make a motion on this and
Well, I mean, you can vote to confirm that, that you agree that that there's no that it's controlled by 767D, and we can just end it at that point.
Right, I think that wraps up the fact that there was an open interpretation or application, and now there's been an action that resolves it based on the testimony.
Okay.
If the board is comfortable, if you want to hear from my planner, that's fine.
I don't think there's any reason to go any further with this. So do you want to get a motion, Diana, and vote, or just want to?
Would you just take a vote confirming that I'm going to prepare a resolution, that the board would wish for me to prepare a resolution confirming that the code official with the testimony provided tonight, as it's established that it falls under section 67D, and that no C variance is required. I'm okay with that unless the applicant wants a voice vote.
Yeah, is it all in favor? I mean, we could do a so moved and get a second.
Why don't you do a voice vote? Because I have the signature sheets here and then just do a voice vote.
Okay. Will the secretary please call the board?
Tricia Darty,
Yes.
John Cafone,
Yes.
Greg Tolby,
Yes.
Daniel Tolby,
Yes.
Teresa Duva,
Yes.
Joseph Battaglia,
Yes.
Chairman Graziano.
Yes.
The resolution will reflect that no motion was made because it was done by stipulation.
Yes.
Hey,
Thank you. I feel that was our reward for sitting through the other application.
wish we knew it was going to go this quickly. We should have moved out.
Thank you for your time this evening. And then I assume the resolutions, is it the July hearing that
Okay.
hopefully?
So we are still going to be on Zoom in July. We have 3 or 4 things. Are you ready to go forward with your use variance? Because I'm going to say this, July is going to be our last Zoom, and then we are proceeding to all in person. So anything that gets carried from July to August is going to have to renotice. So we had an earlier conversation today. Ms. Goncher, you can, if you wanted to start the use variance on this notice and then renotice everybody for the continuation, because I highly doubt we're going to finish your use variance in one night, considering we already have 4 things listed for July. But Chairman Graziano, I don't know how you want to do scheduling, and Ms. Goncher, I don't know what your client prefers.
I think that we will be discussing how we're going to proceed. And if we, as I indicated to you, we didn't ask for to be a truck terminal, so we need to consider if we were to go for a use variance, it's different than the application we filed, since we were not asking for the things that the board has determined make it a truck terminal. So we need to determine how we're going to proceed, or if we're going to simply challenge the interpretation. So I think if the resolutions are adopted at the July meeting, my guess is we'll want to review that and won't anticipate starting, if we were to proceed with the use variance, at the August meeting, because it sounds like I'm not sure where we'd be and how far we get. We'll certainly let the board know if that changes, but we would like, hopefully have the resolutions at the next meeting, with the understanding that anything that went to August would require additional notice, because it would then be a live meeting, and any notice we provided was for a virtual.
Okay, so I've already prepared the resolutions for the first 2 interpretations. I'll prepare this one, that it will be available for our July meeting. I mean, unless some crazy thing happens to me, but so that is the intent, and that is my expectation. I don't see really anything changing that. So you'll have all 3 resolutions memorialized at the July meeting, and then you and your clients can decide what you're doing next. Because no matter what you do after July, you have to renotice anyway.
Yeah. So I guess the question would be, just for the sake of excess caution, if you could simply announce the carry of our application to July under the current one, in the unlikely event that we were to proceed. And that just covers us through your adoption of the resolution. And then obviously beyond that, we would not take our chances. We would notice in any event.
Okay, so just so that the record is clear, council, when they originally filed the notice for all 3 interpretation questions and in the alternative, the use variance. So we will continue this to July, our next regularly scheduled meeting, which is July 19th, at which point in time, all of the interpretation resolutions will be memorialized. And if council determines prior to that date, that schedule she already knows isn't going to work out, or you can tell us at that meeting what you're doing. We understand that there's a chance that you'll be not really starting this until another time, where you will do separate notices. But for now, we will proceed on the idea that you're coming back on the use variance at the July meeting.
And we refer to this, we had filed for both an appeal of the determination of the zoning officer and an interpretation, I think, of the ordinance, I think, in our notice. So I don't know if it's a distinction without a difference, but I think to be clear that that's how we had phrased it.
For all three or for this one, we just heard?
All of them.
Okay, I'll take a look at my resolutions.
Yeah, just
I
take,
don't have-
I think we were under, Adam is on, and I don't have the notice in front of me. I don't know if you do, Adam, but I think we had, we were as broad as possible under 70A and B, I believe.
I believe you are
Okay.
correct. Yep.
We'll double check that. We can get you another copy if it's not accessible.
No, I
Just-
have it.
Okay,
Okay,
all right. So,
Thank you.
and the meeting on the 19th is again a Zoom meeting at at the
same
time
link, same
and same
time.
link. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.
Right.
Night.
Okay. Next one is 2 Kensal Avenue.
Who is that? That is a LaLoya.
LaLoya.
Would Mr. LaLoya or Mrs. LaLoya, whoever it is, raise their hand? Oh, I see. Okay, Thomas, I got it.
Excuse me. I think Todd Hayes back.
I don't know what, I think he just forgot to leave the meeting unless he's,
We have Mr. LaLoya. We're going to ask the secretary to please read the letter of denial.
Regarding demolishing the garage not to rebuild for 2 Kensal Avenue, block 2400/2. Dear Mr. Loyola, your request for a permit at the above referenced premises to demolish the existing 2-car garage and not to rebuild the garage as indicated in the building permit application received by code enforcement on March 2nd, 2021, and as shown on the property survey prepared by Shepherd and Shepherd dated September 14th, 1984, is denied for the following reason. This property is located in an R-1 district as shown on the Nutley zoning map. Chapter 700, Article 5, Section 700-9A of the Codes of Nutley, entitled Permitted Uses in an R-1 zoning district, lists the permitted use for single-family dwellings not to exceed 1 unit on each lot. No other principal use is permitted on the same lot with a single-family dwelling. Each single-family dwelling shall have 2 parking spaces, at least one of which is in a garage. The proposed lot of the aforementioned single-family dwelling will have no garage.
Thank you very much. Mr. LaLoya, are you going to be the only one? I guess you're the only one here, right? So could you please give us your full name, spell your last name for us, and give us your address?
Sure, it's Thomas LaLoya, Liloia, 2 Kensal Avenue, Nutley.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, what would you like to tell the board?
I would like to, I requested the variance under the guise of asking for some consideration as I have a hardship that the property is a little small for my children with the garage in place. They're looking for a larger area to play in and have a swing set, maybe potentially a pool down the road. And the large garage creates a lot of issues. I have ample parking within the driveway. Currently, there's 9 parking spaces. Removing the garage would reduce it down to 7. It's a long driveway. Pretty much it.
Well,
I would be very open to, or would be planning on a shed in lieu of a garage.
what's the reason for taking this garage down? For just play area?
A play area down the road, a pool. It's a large garage.
Yeah, it's also
If
very nice shape.
down the road, if I did want to put a pool, I would run into numerous issues like impervious ground coverage and all that. With the garage in place, it would make it impossible.
You still have, you have your lot is 150 feet deep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Your application says you wanted this because you are making preparations to install a swimming pool. Did you already order a pool?
No,
Well, okay, this is the way it reads.
I'm in contact with pool installers, but it's I really don't have anyone that got back to me. It's a tough time to start construction.
So right now you're just asking to take down your garage?
I'm sorry?
So right now you're just asking to take down your garage. That's it.
It would be in preparation for making it a larger area for the children to play, and as soon as I can get someone to return a call, get a pool in the works.
I mean, it's a hard sell when you have, 42 feet to the garage, you 23 by, God, what do you have? 60 something feet?
In the submitted survey,
Yeah.
it doesn't have the deck. There's a deck off the rear of the property.
How
That's
big is the deck?
probably 20 feet.
20 feet out from the house?
Yeah.
So that's still gonna give you 22 and 23 is, 45. You got 50 feet by 23 feet of playable space. I mean, a pool would certainly fit in there later on.
I don't know if because that's, if you look on the east, I'm sorry, that's, I guess that's the north side of the property. That's all driveway, which I think I would wind
Yeah,
up
no,
running.
no, I'm not counting the driveway. You have 23 feet from your property line to your garage,
Yeah,
23 feet. And you have 42'6" from your house.
but then there's a deck that takes up
All
20.
right, so 20 feet, then it's looking at you 22'6" and 23, that's 45'6" plus the room behind the garage, another 6. It's 50, it's over 50 feet deep by 23 feet wide of space you have. And a garage that's not damaged, it's not falling down, is it?
No,
It looks like it's in great shape when I saw it. I mean, the denial of this variance would impose an undue hardship.
So Mr. Laloya, so if I could just make some comments here, and maybe you can help me a little bit, because we see a lot of pools, and everyone's aware of how much space a pool can take up in the backyard, but you've got a big backyard here, more than we would normally see. If I can appreciate not wanting a 2-car garage, especially where it's located. You've got a long driveway, and you certainly have enough parking here. But one of the things that we always want to talk about when people look to take down garages is where are they going to store material items outside the house. And carports are also an option as well. There's a reason why garages are required in Nutley. So what do you think I have a little bit of a struggle here, because I do believe you want to do some stuff to your backyard. I do believe you want to probably put a pool in here. You'd love to, if you didn't have your garage where it was, you'd move it or do something different. But right now we just have the plan that's here. So why don't you talk to me a little bit about what you'd like to do down the road? The challenge here is you've got a lot of space in your backyard, and we don't see the deck on here. So we can't even take into account the deck right now. As far as we can tell, you've got 42 feet from the back of your house to the garage and 23 feet from the garage to your property line. That's a lot of space to remove a garage.
The plan is, and the concern I have is that the driveway dissects the garage or dissects the property, or runs the length of it, so it narrows it. I was looking to put a large pool, pretty much as large as I can get back there. And I had, like I said, I had issues with the impervious ground coverage. If I were to put the pool between the garage and the main structure, or actually the deck, it would cut into the driveway, or I certainly wouldn't want a driveway next to a pool. I have, it's myself, my wife, 2 children. We don't ever expect to have any more cars than we would fit in that driveway. So it wouldn't be an issue of having cars on the street. I would certainly want to put a shed, because I don't want to take all this time to enhance the backyard to have, lawnmowers laying out in the backyard. I would want to have that stored, fence and all that.
What is that garage made out of currently?
It's a wood structure with siding.
I know it's gonna sound crazy when I say it, but would you consider moving that up? They do them.
I didn't
do
know
it.
Possibility. I don't know how that would work with the where it would lie with because there is a deck. It's hard to visualize because that deck
Well, we
is
can't see that. How far does your deck come off the back of that structure?
20 feet.
And how far over does it come towards your driveway?
It's I want to say it's 15 feet wide, so it runs the length of that rearmost part of the structure.
Okay, and if that's a wooden structure, what I'm saying is I've seen it done before where they actually take you probably have a slab underneath there.
There is.
And then they would actually just put a slab in front of it and move it forwards.
I suppose that's a possibility.
I'm saying, we're trying to,
It
that way
is.
you have a large area in the back for your pool. Looks like you have plenty of setback back there too, if that would happen.
It was the proper setback, 6 feet. I don't like the idea of demolishing the garage. I wanted it as an option and to file for the variance. That way I had that ability. I would certainly look into moving it, but with the plans that I had for the children and pool and other playground type apparatus, I don't see it in the picture. I don't know beyond what impact that may have on others or the township having that garage removed. I don't know, but I know for me, it impedes what I want to do for my kids.
What's in your garage now?
Nothing really. It's there was a lot of garbage that has to get thrown out. We just moved here. And we used the garage to load it up with stuff that pretty much we had to get a dumpster to throw out. Lawnmower that I would put in a shed. Couple of bikes. The only things that are in there that I would salvage: lawnmower and a couple of bikes.
Is this a built-in pool you're looking to put in or a above ground?
Built in. It's 16 by 33. So it really eats up a lot of that space.
By 33.
So from Mr. Malloy, from my perspective, I see the vision. I understand. I probably want to do something similar to what you're doing. The problem that we have right now is that we have to grant variances based on hardship. And based on what we have in front of us, there isn't a hardship to this property, right? You've got a fairly large property. It's sized out. There's a deck here, but we don't see it because it's not on the drawing. So, I'll make a suggestion, and then I'd certainly let the rest of the board kind of show their comments. I think if you want to have a plan to do something like this, potentially either move the garage, bring it down to a one-car garage so it doesn't take up as much space and in essence acts as much like a shed as it does for a garage or something to that effect. have a plan for a pool in here, something that we can review, it'd make this conversation a little bit easier.
I
If you
can
were to just vote on it, I think, and this is where I defer to some others, but if you were to just vote on it to demolish the garage and you're denied, your options to do something in the future will be a little bit more challenging.
I can appreciate that. I understand that. That was my intention, but I was told to go this route by the building department to apply, get denied. I inquired about submitting plans for other things, and I'm having an issue getting contractors to call me back to install a pool. I have 2 people I've been calling repeatedly, and
You were advised to get denied.
yeah.
No, I don't think, my guess is put your request in for a permit, then you get denied and you come here for a variance. But because if you get denied here, for knocking your garage down, you're not allowed to come back and ask this board to knock it down again, because it's called res judicata. Once the board has made a decision, you can either take an appeal to the Superior Court if you don't like the decision, or you live with it unless something changes. So if you want to modify your request at a later time and say, I want to change my garage from if you keep with this application and the board denies it, then that's denied. Then you have to keep your garage. You can make adjustments where you get a permit to knock it down and build a 1-car garage, but the code says you're supposed to have a garage. So if you want to rethink this and withdraw your application until you have an overall plan that you can present to the board, and if you're listening to what they're saying, if they make a decision tonight based upon what you're asking, listen to what they're saying. They're trying to explain themselves ahead of time.
I understand.
If they decide it, then you're stuck with it.
I got you.
If they don't decide it, then you can live another day. You can come back with a different plan. A different concept.
Getting denied is not going to help you, and I don't know what the purpose of being wanted to get denied would be. You got a few choices here, some good choices. One was to move the garage. One was to maybe make it a 1-car garage. You know, another thing you could do is cut down on that deck a little bit. You're going to be putting a pool in anyway. Maybe you want to take the deck off and go to a patio around the deck, you know, around the pool. There's some other options you could do. Your best bet may be to withdraw this and come back with a better plan. Instead of getting denied tonight, which, you know, if I had to guess what was going to happen, it certainly doesn't sound like this would be approved in my eyes anyway. So your best bet is to probably take this and redesign and really think hard about what you want to do.
Well, that was my intention, but that was under the guidance of the building department to go this way.
The building department would tell you to come here and get denied. That's.
Oh, no, okay.
The contractor. Oh, well, then maybe you want to consider a different contractor, but I don't know why he wants you to get denied. I think you know, Mr. Tovey and Mr. Battaglia gave you some pretty good ideas there. And like I said, you might want to consider cutting down that deck and maybe taking the deck off, going with pavers on the ground. So you incorporate everything together. You might find you have a little more room than you think. So you know, you could cut away some of that. The driveway is pretty. I mean, actually, you got more than 23 feet. It's 23 feet to the garage. Over to the driveway, it increases by God knows. I can't tell from here, but well, 9 feet, not bad. You got a pretty big yard here. So like I said, it's probably best that you withdraw this for now and come back to us later. Would you have to reapply and repay for everything?
Yes, it's for a number of reasons. Number one, it would be a different application if he's coming back with a pool. I don't know where the setbacks would be in terms of, I mean, it may not require variance, but you'd have it set up. If you were moving the garage, you might not need any variance. You may be able to do it all. If you're cutting back the
May not need a
deck,
variance.
you may not need a variance. So it's too there's too many ifs that I can't give you an answer. And most importantly, you would definitely have to do everything over, because come August, we're back live and in person. So you would not be on the July meeting. because I think we're already filling up. Well, I mean, arguably you could get it done, but we're not carrying it because it's a completely different application. So you'd have to notify all of your neighbors. I don't know which way you're going to go. I don't know whether you're going to come back again and say, I want to knock down the garage again, but here's why, because I'm putting the pool here and I'm doing the deck here and whatever I'm going to put the shed here. Or
My only concern is, and I understand that when you don't have the plans in front of you, I didn't realize it would require the plans. Just doesn't fit. It wouldn't fit. So
here's the thing, you may need a variance for the pool and the garage, like keeping the garage. And I know you think that that's tight, or there may be some other configurations that I don't know, but what the board is suggesting to you tonight is that it's not looking good for just getting the garage knocked down.
well, my application isn't just knocking. I mean, it was to put a pool in.
No.
I
The
don't
variance
have-
here is, no, you're a variance according to the letter of denial. What you're being here for a variance on is to knock the garage down and not rebuild it.
Oh, sir, that was the guidance I had by the building department. My intention is to put a pool.
Okay, but the only thing this board is deciding is whether you have permission to knock your garage down and not rebuild it. So right now, the issue is whether you've given the board sufficient reason. And it should be a hardship, not self-created, not one because your deck is too big or whatever. You're gonna have, there's to see, it's kind of technical, and you should probably do a little bit of research in the sense that the code office can help you to some degree, although you're going to say they didn't really help you very much right now. But the board looks at the whole circumstance and what the best plan is. And right now you have to prove that there's a reason just to knock the garage down and not rebuild it. And right now, what is being suggested to you is you haven't given them the plans that show where your deck is, the tightness of the property.
I know that was explained.
Why you can't fit a pool, like a diagram to say, look, if I put the pool here, then it's a yard with no grass, that kind of thing.
Well, that is essentially what I'm asking, but you're saying I have to have it in a more formal way with plans from a builder and all that?
Well, not necessarily. Mr. Graziano, do you want him to carry the application so he can draw this in on the survey more clearly?
But if he carries the application and draws a pool in, he may need another variance. We have to be resubmitted, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Then your notice would be wrong, because then you get a different letter of denial because wherever. Now, if you put, I don't know what you can do.
What do you mean?
It's a shame that you spent the money
I know.
tonight for this.
Time to be wasting money.
16, well, can you see, I don't know, you're asking the board to make a judgment call as to whether a 16 by 33 foot pool will fit on your survey, which doesn't show where the deck is, without any other variances with the exception of knocking down the garage. That's what your suggestion is if you were to carry it to July.
Well, part of the problem is when I did submit the initial survey, it did have a deck drawn in, and then it was changed.
Who changed it?
The survey should have, when you bought your house, should have had your deck on there. Because this is a survey from 1984.
I know, you would think. I'm here a year. I just
You
moved
know, they're doing crazy things right now when you buy houses with surveys. They're not making you get new surveys a lot of the time, and this is what's happening. I've heard of this. All right.
Okay.
So the deck was there when you bought the house.
Certainly.
But it
I'm
doesn't
only
show
here a
on your
year.
survey. It does. What's that?
I'm only here a year.
Yeah, and it doesn't show on your survey. So what you would need to do, you would need to draw the deck into your survey. I mean, you could pencil it in and pencil in where you want to put the pool with dimensions, where the setbacks would be to the pool, the setbacks to everything else. like I said, there's a lot of different things you can do. You may want to go get a designer of some sort to
I'm
help you with this.
trying. I
That may help.
called three
Yeah.
people and
I think what your best bet to do here tonight is to withdraw this one. It's gonna cost you another $175, but you're gonna be spending some money anyway for a designer and, maybe the pool guy and.
And the fence that you have to put in when you have a built-in pool.
You're gonna need.
trying. I have an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old that I need to please over here.
Yeah,
so-
no. Listen, I get it. I do get it. And, I don't know. You got some bad advice. That's what it comes down to here. So I think your best bet tonight is to withdraw this one and come back with a more complete plan on what you want to do.
Mhm.
Well, the other option is if you carry it and what you submit to the code official creates new variances, then you're gonna have to withdraw it. I mean, I don't know whether you want to give him that option, Mr. Graziano.
Okay, so if we carry it and you go back with your new drawings to the code official and he says, listen, you need more variances now. You have to start over anyway, but you can try that instead of wasting another 175. We can carry it tonight and say, listen, we'll see you next month. Come to us with another plan, but you got to get down to the building department with this first.
Right, and it has to be to the building department more than 10 days before the next hearing. So and you're running into the July 4th of July holiday, but our next
Well, wouldn't you
meeting
have to
is,
renotice?
no, if he doesn't need more variances.
Okay.
If what he proposes to do,
The pool would be with
Is-
the proper setbacks and all that. I'm not looking to have
well,
it.
assuming that you can get them in if you knock the garage down, and related to the, there's other issues when you've got a deck close to a pool. There's got to be a certain distance between the end of a deck and a pool. There's certain things that have to be done. So, so if you can get that drawn to scale to the code office for the code official to review on time, for him to review 10 days before the hearing so that any issues, so that the board members can have it, because the board members and the code official would need it, and the public, it's arguably, has to be able to see it. If you try to do it and it can't get done, then you can request a withdrawal of this application and can start over again, maybe. If you have a better plan, or like, however you're gonna proceed then at that point.
Were you trying to get this pool in this year?
I know that's impossible. They were telling me
Yeah,
I'm sorry, in the fall.
everything's on back order.
And
I was just wondering what if you were trying to get this.
I would, that was my goal, but I was told, that was,
Well,
I was better informed when I contacted a couple of people, and they were telling me the best they could do is the fall, but they weren't even committing to that.
listen, we could carry this tonight. Let's carry this. You make your decisions on how you want to go through and worst case scenario, you could always withdraw it. It's
fair. Sounds good.
I think we'll look for a motion to carry this to the next meeting. And you make your decisions on what you want to do. How's that?
Sounds good. Thank you. for
Mr.
your time.
LaLoya, if you are going to withdraw it, you can just send an email. You don't have to show up at the next meetings. You don't have to zoom in and wait all night to be heard.
Send an email to whom?
I think the code office,
Code office.
Lucy or Dave or whoever you were working with. All right, so you do need a motion to adjourn this.
All right,
then.
could I have a motion to adjourn this, please?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so this has been moved to the next meeting, which is in July 19th.
Yes,
And
this is our last Zoom meeting, so you'll be zooming in, same kind of thing. So you're noticed to you don't have to renotice to your neighbors or anything. Should we need to move this again to August, you're gonna have to do all the notices all over again though, because then we're going in person.
All right, so you're gonna have to get down to the, get your designing done and get down to that office, into our building department as soon as you can.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
All right. It's 221 Street.
All right, our next one is 221 High Street.
Okay, we got them there, Maldonado.
Maldonado on High Street, correct.
Got her.
Let's get them in. Won't stay here. We'll have the secretary read the letter of denial.
Regarding a deck, regarding a deck for 221 High Street, block lot 2801/9/7. Dear Mr. Maltonato, your request for a permit at the above referenced premises to construct a deck at the rear of the dwelling, which will have a 6-foot setback to the garage and attached to the pool, and which will become part of the main dwelling, thus requiring a 30-foot rear yard setback as required in an R-1 zoning district, and which will increase the lot coverage to 37%, as shown on the property survey prepared by GB Engineering LLC dated March 18, 2009, is denied for the following reasons. This property is located in an R-1 district as shown on the Nutley zoning map. Chapter 700, Article 11, Section 700-67D of the Codes of Nutley entitled Accessory Buildings and Uses states that an attached accessory structure or accessory use shall be considered to be part of the main building. Chapter 700, Article 11, Section 700-67C of the Codes of Nutley entitled Accessory Buildings and Uses states that no detached accessory building shall be located nearer than 10 feet to the main building. The proposed deck will become part of the main building, and the existing detached garage will then only be located 6 feet from the main structure. Chapter 700, Article 8, Section 700-46A of the Codes of Nutley entitled Schedule of Regulations as to Bulk, Height, and Other Requirements requires in an R-1 district a rear yard setback of 30 feet and a maximum lot coverage of 35%. The proposed rear yard setback will be 20 feet, and the proposed lot coverage will be 37%.
Thank you very much. Okay. Ms. Maldonado, would you please give us your full name, spell your last name, and tell us your address as well, please?
You're muted.
You're muted. There's a microphone button on the left, I think it's the left side bottom. A lot of technical difficulties tonight.
Really?
It's all right. Just find, you gotta find the, I think, where's the microphone button? On the bottom left?
If you move your cursor all the way over to the left, it says there's a little microphone. It should have a little red line. Hit it, it should unmute. Oh my goodness.
What happened?
I don't know. Hey, Sal, do you know how to unmute her from where you are? Can you do that?
You do that, I don't think. I don't know.
She's got, you know what? I met her son. She's got somebody of,
Oh, she's got
an aide.
somebody in the IT department there?
Yeah, she's got an a live-in IT person.
Can she hear us?
Yeah, she can hear us, I think.
Move your cursor to the top.
I mean,
Now we lost them in video.
mine's the bottom left, the microphone.
They all are, I think.
Mine's
No.
top right.
My Mac is top.
Really?
She had, you know what, she also has to make sure she signs in on video.
Now she's gone completely.
Yeah, she's trying. She moves her cursor to her top right, that little blue box pops up. She's got to click that once.
Go get your son.
Yeah,
Or she can leave the video on and dial in.
Cursor to the top right, click on it.
I mean, like I said, mine's on the bottom left, so.
Yeah, just push your cursor all the way to your top right, Frank. Like move your little.
Nothing happens.
Really?
I get a view, that's it. The only thing up there is view.
You click on that.
On the view, now the view just tells, changes where everybody appears, and at the bottom has got a mute and the camera. Uh-oh.
Oh, Who misses being in person?
Okay, I think I got it.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
You're good.
Sorry.
We can hear
No,
you.
it was the setting on the iPad, not in the Zoom meeting. That's why I couldn't get it to work on my computer. I tried to do it on my phone, just a nightmare. And I do this, I'm a teacher, so like I'm used to all of this craziness. So
You get a
sorry.
C minus.
I apologize.
Feeling so far. Well, okay, let's start over. Could you give us your full name, spell your last name, and give us your address?
Jenna Maldonado, Maldonado, 221 High Street.
Okay. Raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to tell us?
We are looking to add on our deck to the pool. I didn't realize when we installed the pool the way we did that there was a certain distance from the garage that it had to be. So the configuration of the yard with the pool is like the issue that we're having. But we think the deck will increase the value of the house and of the neighborhood. I think it'll be, a positive structure to add on. We could take piece away from the deck to get from that. I think we're 37%. I think it has to be 35. But it just wouldn't look good. So I was hoping to get the variance just to get the deck. We have a deck that's there, but this deck would just extend out further to the pool. Right now, it's just a muddy mess in my backyard. We got the pool last year with all the craziness going on and, being stuck at home. But the deck was just something we couldn't do. And now that we're trying to do it, it's become another little pain in the neck. So we're hoping that, we can get the variance so that we can get the deck attached. Well, not attached, but to the pool.
You know what? The pictures, I think, show it pretty well. Patricia, can you pull those up?
Certainly.
Oh, God. What are all these bugs?
Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are those,
So that's our deck that we have there already. And then we're trying to bring that deck out to the pool.
Are those
And then
footings,
our garage is on the right there.
are those footings in already for the deck?
No, it's just dug. There's no footings or anything in it. It's just the dirt was taken out.
what are those round things?
Those are sonotubes.
They're not
Yeah, so that the dirt doesn't fall back in the hole. But we did that because it's my uncle's friend that's doing the work. So we actually are digging and we're going to take apart the deck just to save some money because the prices of everything is really expensive. So we just did that to make sure, we could do it before it started to get really hot because we're hoping to try to get the ball rolling before 4th of July.
Does your backyard slope downward? Kind of looks like it does.
It
So
does.
the deck would even that out?
Yes, absolutely.
your deck height is gonna be above your pool?
It's going to go right below it. Like, so where the lip of the pool is, it'll be underneath it. So it's going to be low. I think it's the height of the deck that's there. It's actually going to go out and go under the pool, like under that lip. So you have to step into the pool.
Trip house. But that's how big is the deck do you want to put on there?
It would be the deck that's already there. The existing deck would be new. And then it would go right to where the stairs are of the pool, to right before the end of the pool, before the
Because
opening.
that's what I'm
in the
looking at,
back.
all those sonic tubes you have dug in there. You're gonna fill them with concrete and then come up out of there with your posts.
Yeah, so it would be pretty much the length of the pool, to the end of the house before the water spout thing. So not completely to the end, but almost to the end.
How tall is that pool? Do you know?
It's a semi-in-ground, so it's 5 feet deep from the left because we are on that hill. That's why we did the semi-in-ground too. I think that's 5. So I know we have to get a railing on the one side, and then over to the right, it's only like 3 feet.
Now, are you cited for too close to the garage? Pool? Is that-
Yeah, they said it's the garage is there on the right. You could see next to those stones.
Yeah,
You know,
it
where-
says the existing detached garage will then only be 6 feet from the main structure.
Because where the stairs are is where the deck will end. Like where the stairs of the pool are. So it's not going all the way out to the garage, but from where it is, it's still too close. I think they said it had to be 10 feet and we're at 6.
You have 6 foot from your pool to the side of that garage?
No,
No, that only had to be 3 feet. But the deck's not going in that space there. It's going to that first.
I know, I see what you're doing.
Oh,
I know
okay.
exactly what you're doing now.
I don't see. I mean, 6 feet there versus 3, you can't get through anyway. They let you put 3 feet next to the garage with the pool, then they want you 6 feet with the deck.
Want me to try to draw it?
Oh, I
Uh,
know what
I
it is.
think the plans were submitted with it. It should show the pool and the deck.
Can you get,
Your survey.
There's another angle. Did you want to see another angle? I think I walked into your backyard.
This one or
And
the,
there you go. Yeah, no, I think that was it.
Yeah, so before that gate over there is where it would end. And it would start where that black little step stool is. That's where the beginning would be. Or that, like,
is that how you get in the pool now? Is that step stool?
yes, it's quite the adventure to get in. Well, that's why we're we want the deck to be there. Because right now that's, yeah, hopping. I mean, it's
They
low.
didn't make you
can
put a
just
locking
kind of-
ladder in there? Not even a locking ladder did they make you put on that pool? Just curious.
No, I have the fence. So the fence is the automatic locked fence. So that was fine. And they didn't make me put anything on that ladder.
No. I don't care about the fence or not. That you have to have that the ladder that goes in it with the lock on it. That's the Nutley ordinance. I know. I'm just
Well, they
wondering how you
came
get-
and they inspected everything on the pool. It was fine. And they put it in.
Who else has questions here? You don't want to take your garage down,
I mean, had I known that was an option, although I guess really it's not so much of an option, but that would have
Can
been
you-
better. That's the issue again, is this garage, that it's probably full of
Like
the same
what-
stuff, lawnmowers and bikes.
How do you get around? Are you gonna be able to get around the other side of the pool, like to do lawn maintenance back there? Like, are you?
Yeah, definitely. We can get through in that space there. The
gotta have-
3 feet. And in the back, like we have the stones there. We're just gonna put probably a couple more little pavers back there, and then we're leaving the grass area because we have a dog. But we can get there. We've been using just the weed whackers. You don't even really need the lawnmower for that section back
Looks
there.
like- It says you have 8 feet. Is that, it looks like an 8 on the left side to the fence, to the pool, right?
Yes. But he's saying because we're gonna have the deck there, so.
The deck's
you
gonna
have
be
to
there,
get
not
it.
gonna be able
Yeah.
to.
No, the deck on the drawing on the survey, the deck doesn't go all the way over to the left.
No, but you'd have to walk across the top of the deck with your lawnmower to get down to the other side or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, you could definitely squeeze it on the right over there, but we've just used the weed whacker. It's just easier. Because it's not a lot of grass area back there. It's not as much as it might look.
How about behind the garage? Do you have room behind the garage? I'm just curious.
Yes, we do. We have some room behind the garage. We have that as like some storage for like the pool stuff. So we have just a little area there.
Yeah, so 6 feet, something like that. I can't read it on here.
Plus there's a gate to access the other side of the pool too.
Yes, there is.
You could walk from the front of the house down the,
Yeah, well, you
Left side
can
to
mow
the
the
back of the
front
house.
lawn and then go the back through that way for sure.
A good job with your sonic tubes.
Listen, I dug the hole like for the electric too. I mean, I've been getting my workout with this whole backyard project for sure. I wish I could put the deck in myself. I think I could. I have to.
Give it a shot.
I'm gonna watch them when they do it.
All right, does anybody else have any questions here?
How
Comments?
about underneath the deck, Frank? We don't care about that, right?
Underneath the deck, I'm assuming you're putting some lattice up. I mean, I see you have lattice on the existing.
Yes, lattice is gonna go on the left side. On the right side, it's stairs stepping up.
Just so nothing goes under there and starts making a living.
No, yes, no, because you know what, we have a small dog, so we want to make sure even if the lattice on the other side is very small, because we don't want her or anything else. She gets under this. She's really tiny.
So she's cute. Anybody who saw
Oh,
her, she's
thank
really
you,
cute.
yes.
She's a little furry ball.
Yes, I know. I said, had I known we were getting her, I probably wouldn't even got in the pool because she loves grassy areas. So that's why the back, I'm like, we have to make sure we keep grass for her to run around.
All right. No more questions? I'm gonna ask for a motion.
Wait a minute, gotta ask if the audience has
Oh, the
anything.
audience, I'm sorry, you're right. Anyone in the audience?
Oh, there's people still up.
Yeah, because there's still more applications. No,
No,
nobody's
Oh,
raising
my
their hand.
goodness.
Okay.
they have no hands.
Oh, my goodness.
So now I'll ask for a motion.
You guys are here all night?
Yeah, we got a few more.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion with regard to 221 High Street, Block 2801, Lot 7. I'd like to make a motion to grant the variance to allow the homeowner to construct a deck at the rear of the dwelling, which will have a 6-foot setback to the garage and attached to the pool. This property is on a slope. The homeowner is looking to make a safer entry into her pool and overall improve the aesthetics of her backyard. For this reason, and any other set forth by council.
Second. Secretary, please call the board.
Trisha Darty,
Yes.
John Cafone,
Yes.
Greg Tolby,
Yes.
Daniel Tolby,
Yes.
Teresa Duva,
Yes.
Joseph Battaglia,
Yes.
Chairman Graziano.
Yes, your variance has been granted. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Very happy. So now what do I have to do now? I mean, that's.
Build the deck.
What you have to do
I
is,
feel like I have to do something else though. Do I have to now go back and like get?
yes,
the
you gotta get the
again?
permit, but you don't get the permit until I do the written resolution. So,
Okay.
Another month.
which gets
So I can't
memorialized
build
at our
the
next
deck just
meeting.
yet. Soon enough.
Yeah, they'll let you know when the resolution's ready for you to come, but you can call them and say, I think they email it to people now.
Okay.
And then you go in and get your permit.
Just a quick tip for you. You might want to talk to your contractor about laying some vinyl or something down below the deck before you build over it, so weeds and stuff don't grow through.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys very much.
Good
You guys have a
night.
great night.
Good night.
Okay, next,
Next, we have
Wilmington.
69 Evergreen Avenue. Is that what we're gonna?
No, they
No,
didn't get
that's-
their
that's
notice
held
done
over.
correctly, so
Yeah.
they're off till July.
They're off, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have,
O'Brien, 29 William.
Wilmington.
Wilmington. My computer's, okay. Where's O'Brien? Okay.
I think we'd be asleep. Yeah. Okay. Hello, are you unmuted? Can we hear you?
Okay, we can hear you. Yes,
Yeah, you hear us? We hear you. Okay.
we do.
Secretary, please read the letter of denial.
Regarding the in-ground pool, 29 Wilmington Drive, block lot 1501/9. Dear Mr. and Mrs. O'Brien, the request for a permit at the above referenced premises to construct a 14-foot by 30-foot in-ground pool, which will increase the total impervious coverage to 54.8%, as shown on the plan prepared by Omland and Osterkorn, dated February 24th, 2021, is denied for the following reason. This property is located in a PRD district as shown on the Nutley zoning map. Chapter 700, Article 8, Section 700-46A of the Codes of Nutley entitled Schedule of Regulations as to Bulk, Height, and Other Requirements requires in a PRD district a maximum impervious coverage of 35%. The proposed impervious coverage will be 54%.
Thank you very much. Okay. Will you both be giving testimony this evening?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, then we need you to both give your full name, spell your last name, and give your addresses.
Michael O'Brien, O''Brien, 29 Wilmington Drive in Nutley.
Cheryl O'Brien, O''Brien, 29 Wilmington Drive in Nutley.
Okay, please raise your right hands. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, what would you like to tell the board?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, I'll let you start.
Well, I have to say we moved to Nutley a couple of years ago. We lived on Montclair Avenue first, had a pool, had our first baby there, and moved to Wilmington Drive and feel like we found our forever home. We love Nutley. We love the community we've created, but our kids miss the pool. Our older son has sensory issues, and we found this to be the one thing that really, really helps him. And so for us, knowing we want to have our life here and be in this particular home, we felt like the pool was the one thing that was really missing. Don't have anything to add.
Okay, Mr. O'Brien, you have anything to add to that? Or?
No, I think my wife kind of definitely captured the essence, what we're trying to do. When we found this home, we definitely identified it as our forever home, because again, Nutley's going to be our home, hopefully again forever. And when we found the home, it had the one thing missing from it was the pool that we had at our old home. That was obviously very enjoyable as a family, but also was really beneficial to our one son as well. With the sensory issues that he has and the release that he gets from being able to swim in the water and the exercises that he's able to do in there with his various physical limitations, definitely help him. And when we found this house, we said, okay, we have the house, but we're definitely going to want to put in a pool. And in doing so and doing all the research and everything, we found out that one of the main issue was going to be the coverage. And
that's where you got a bigger problem. It's almost 20% over. It's a lot of coverage.
You're removing the entire deck?
The entire deck.
Yeah, you put a patio in on the whole thing now, right?
It's not going to cover the whole entire thing. I forget what I don't have the survey in front of me right now. I forget exactly what square footage. We're not going to pave the entire backyard. We definitely still will have some green area there.
Yeah, but you
patio.
pretty much. Who's got questions?
We want to see pictures.
Yes, please.
It's a pretty block. I'd never walked down there before. I snuck in your backyard one morning and took pictures.
It's funny, I didn't even know that street existed. I just thought it was all the Cambridge apartments back there.
The deck is going.
Yep.
That area that goes up in the back over there. That's it's all part of your property. Correct?
No, the area that goes up to the back, that technically is part of Cambridge Heights, I believe. The survey shows where the property line ends. The property line ends right past the swing set.
It's like up to the tree, I think.
Yeah.
But the rest of that grass and everything is which looks like your yard,
Okay.
is not yours.
No, it's actually, it's maintained by the people at Cambridge Heights. They literally cut the grass and trim the bushes back there.
Really?
And what you can't see from this picture is on the other side of those trees is that wrought iron fence that fronts Washington Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice like green fence that they kind of
Right,
create.
it's a buffer from Washington Avenue.
It's
Yeah,
very,
like
very
a-
secluded. It's nice.
Yeah,
It's a big deck.
Yeah, it's a big deck, boy.
yes.
down,
And
boy.
it-
The deck is a monstrosity. Yeah, it's, I mean, it literally,
it's mostly steps.
it's,
Which my kids fall on.
yeah, it's a weird
Yeah.
deck. It extends 20 feet out into the yard.
We have a toddler
It
that
goes the whole length of the house.
they tend to blend into one another.
And there's all concrete under that?
No, so you see the concrete?
That's just the front?
That's just the front. Underneath there is all dirt.
Okay.
What about, where are you gonna, what are you gonna do to come out of the house there? It doesn't show in your drawings.
So there's gonna be this steps. They're gonna come out of the sliding glass door. There'll be there's like steps that come down from the outside. Not a deck, just steps.
A landing and steps, I would hope.
Yes, like a small landing of sorts. Yes, you're not gonna step on like 1 foot of step and then have to go down. Yeah, so there'll be a small landing, as small as possible, really, so that we can optimize the space below the steps.
All right, anybody else have questions here about this for the board? I mean, the impervious coverage, it's a pretty large chunk, but I assume you'd be putting up a fence as well. But yeah, it shows it on.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, we are.
Yes, with the kids especially.
We're gonna put a fence and we're gonna have 2 doors on either side, so that you can access the backyard via both sides. Of course, with a spring lock and everything, 6-foot fence.
Looks like it's 50% open or close to that. All right. All right.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question in terms of, I think you just mentioned gates. Was it just 2 gates or 3 gates? Is there one off the back?
No, just 2. Just 2. There's one on either side of the house. And the fence will begin at the edge of the house.
So there will be no access at all from that common area in the back?
No.
Thank you.
So your fence is gonna go on the back property line now, and that other spot's gonna be maintained by Cambridge Heights.
Correct.
I don't know. Did you think about a smaller pool? Is 14 by 30? I don't know how much smaller you can make it to pick up. You're not going to pick up 20% of impervious coverage, but did you consider a smaller pool?
This was actually the smaller version that we went with. Actually, we were thinking of going with a slightly larger pool, but because of the coverage, and we still want to have some kind of yard for the kids to play in and what have you, that we went with this size.
Yeah, the other thing is, maybe you could put a little less concrete in there. I mean, that's.
Yes, that's absolutely an option. Yeah, because we plan on doing is a stone pavers around the pool, but we can absolutely minimize that and have more green space.
That would reduce the impervious coverage.
That would help.
Yeah, we're definitely very willing to do that.
All right, where we, let's start talking about where you want to do that at and how much you want to reduce it.
What's the square, again, on the survey, I think, does it say the square footage of the amount of pavers that we'd be using?
So maybe Patricia, if we can pull up the plans that were with the application.
I have a number in my mind, but I don't want to say it and mislead all of us.
Because we may be drawing on it.
Okay.
So
Really, you only
if
need
we
a
were
3-foot
in
walk.
person, what they used to do is like take a marker and start drawing on things. Now we draw electronically.
It's on the proposed coverages, but I don't know if that includes just the deck, but it says 900, it's going from 173 to 990 for the patio proposed coverage.
Yeah, that 990, that was, I was gonna say, that was the number that I didn't have in my mind, that I thought that was correct.
You know, what kills me is his impervious coverage is already at 52.1.
With the current deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened is we're kind of drawing out this process for us as well, is that a few months ago, when we started the process and we submitted our permits to Mr. Barry, he was very confused as to why we were gonna have to get a variance in the first place, because the deck covers so much of the yard. And we were, you know, same thing, like, which the pool's gonna kind of just compensate for the deck. Long story short, the previous owners, unbeknownst to us, put that deck in without a variance and without permits. And that was not caught on our CO, was not caught in the inspection or any lawyers. So we were misled into, you know, how big we can go and what we could get. And, you know, I even went so far as I was like, listen, our neighbors down the street, their whole backyards paved, the pool and everything. I was like, why can't we? And he did a little digging. He's a great guy, by the way. It was like, hey, listen, they had to get a variance because of the impervious coverage. And unfortunately, when you bought your house, it was not disclosed to you that the deck was not put in correctly.
Yeah. So you're not really changing your impervious coverage right now.
So the current impervious coverage, technically, you're correct, will not change because of the deck.
Yeah, it'll be the deck that comes
It's
out.
gonna be 3% more.
Yeah, so we're pretty much just taking one thing out, replacing with another, as far as the impervious coverage.
Well, the patio itself, if you get rid of that, not rid of it, but if you decrease it a little, especially on maybe, you know,
Backside?
the right,
Backside.
yeah, the backside.
Yeah, maybe if you, I mean, how much
Very
does he have
small,
going around the back?
backside's small. Backside's like 4 feet, ain't it? A patio.
No,
on
it says 8 feet. I thought it said,
That's to the
shows 8
fence.
feet.
Oh,
feet
it's
to
eight,
the
it's 8
property
feet from the
line.
pool to the, yeah,
Pool to the
exactly.
property line.
Oh, okay.
Patio's half of that, it looks like. But
Okay.
on the right side, as you're looking at this,
Yeah.
you know, that's probably about another 12 feet. Maybe you can decrease that by 4 feet, make that 8 feet there. Yeah, 'cause you got 12 feet on the other side. If you take away 4 by, what is that? Probably 30. That's huge, 4 by 30. It's 120 square feet less.
Yeah. Are,
You gotta go, you gotta probably continue through the pages, Patricia.
there's pavers that are on the left-hand side of your deck. Are you meeting up to those pavers? Is that what you intend to do? Or are those pavers coming out and putting new pavers in?
Those pavers are coming out.
Okay,
And we're either gonna put new pavers in or just create that as a green space.
okay. So we can pick up some green space if necessary.
Absolutely. Yeah, we
Okay.
kind of, I mean, and again, and putting this application, we kind of went big, knowing that we could scale back.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, so what's the proposal then? To get rid of 4 feet on the right side? And,
Patricia's trying to pull this up. I'd like to be able to like draw
Yeah,
it in.
it's on
There
the
we
top of
go.
the drawing.
There we go. So what you guys are talking about is, let me just do something here. You're talking about,
Yeah, I mean, taking off 4 feet from the right side would, I mean, aesthetically, it might even look nicer anyway, so we'll kind of balance out from the other side.
so are we talking like to cut it like down here, like that?
Yeah, about, yep,
about 4 feet off the air, right across the whole thing. 4 feet by 34. By 34 point, whatever the hell, 34 foot.
3 inches.
Well, it's 40, yeah, 0.3 actually, right? Yeah, so 4.
I can't draw a straight line with this thing, but do you get, you get the idea?
Yeah.
No, I get the idea, yeah.
Okay. I promise in real life I'm better, but not on the computer. So how much would that be off that side? 4 feet?
Yeah, and it's probably gonna get his impervious coverage back to what he's got now.
Okay.
Because 4 times 34 is 136.
Yeah, it's actually gonna take off almost 5%.
136 is.
Because right now, the total impervious coverage is 3,500, and we were talking about taking off 136 feet.
He's gonna be right about where he is. He's gonna
It's
be-
exactly, he's gonna be right where he is.
Right. So by taking 4 feet off of that side, you've not affected the impervious coverage as it stands right now, even though you're over already. But there's no change to the impervious coverage that you're living with right now. It's a win-win.
Perfect.
All right, so we just have to write this as 4 feet on the,
The right side of patio. Remove 4 feet strip of patio on right side of pool.
yeah, right side of pool, north side of pool.
North side?
Yeah, it's actually the north.
That's the north
Okay.
side.
Okay. All right, you know what? And what I'll do is I'll bring the, I wrote what I just did here. Oh, somebody drew a straight line. Somebody's good.
Yeah,
And this will be recorded. This is recorded, but I drew on my plans to be able to illustrate to the code official.
Can somebody that can put minus 4 feet there or something, or an X out the stuff, or how good are we?
Just, I think you can describe it for the record. Patricia, do you know how to save that? Oh, wait, it says save here. Let's see. Can
Take a-
screen saved? Okay.
And you can write the text if you want with the text box. It's like the T in the little red box at the top.
Yeah.
That's
Are
helpful.
you know how to do that? Do you know? Can you? Are you a teacher or something? Because
I'm in public relations.
All right. This is how I do it, like really badly.
Wow, what is that?
Looks like a
That's
kindergartner wrote it.
Yeah, I mean, it gets the job done.
Okay.
Minus
Look,
4 feet off the north side of the
there you go.
patio.
Okay. Look, I'm better at writing this stuff than drawing it, so I'm good.
Cool,
All right.
but
It's a
yeah,
lot of O's in pool, right?
right. That's perfect. So we'll decrease that, we hatch that out right there. 4 feet less, and that's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
It's like a doctor wrote that.
I didn't go to art school.
All right, so is there any other questions, or is there anyone in the audience that would like to be heard with regard to this application?
We got to get this off the screen so we can see.
Getting ahead of myself, I don't know why.
No, nobody's raising their hand. Okay.
Perfect. All right, can I get a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for 29 Wilmington Drive, lot 1501/9, to grant the variance as been designed by the applicant, with one slight alteration. We would ask that they are going to remove a 4-foot strip along the north side of the proposal as been outlined as part of the testimony. The applicant's got a unique situation where they, unbeknownst to them, they purchased a home with substantial impervious coverage currently. They'll be doing some significant increases or beautification to the property by adding a pool, a fence, and some hardscape. And also, given the unique nature of where the property sits within the town, there's going to be some substantial green space beyond the property, which will always be maintained but never built upon, for any other reasons that are set forth by council.
Second.
Secretary, please call the board.
Patricia Doherty,
Yes.
John Cafone,
Yes.
Greg Tolby,
Yes.
Daniel Tolby,
Yes.
Teresa Duva,
Yes.
Joseph Battaglia,
Yes.
Chairman Graziano.
Yes, your variance has been granted. We will memorialize it next month, and you guys can get moving after that, I guess. Good luck with it.
Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you.
Have a nice night.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And now, the one we've all been waiting for, but not as much as John Cafone.
Johnny.
Chairman, I wish to recuse myself from this next application.
You got it. John, we'll see you next
See you
time.
next time.
Take care.
Okay.
everybody.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
All right, 225 Alexander Avenue. And that should be, well, we got Sagara.
Like it.
Linda Sagara.
Hi. Hello.
Okay, hi.
I thought I got kicked out for a second. Something happened when the other gentleman left.
There's only one person left up in the audience. All right, but let me have the secretary read the letter of denial, please, first.
Okay.
You're muted, Patricia.
Oh, wait, we're just also going to put on the record before Patricia starts speaking. Dan Tovey is listed on the people within the 200-foot radius, but Dan has no ownership interest in that property, and has sold it and is no longer there.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's no problem there.
Okay, you can start again.
All right, regarding the front yard fence corner, 225 Alexander Avenue, block 2400/22. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Zagara, your request for a permit at the above referenced premises to erect a 6-foot solid type fence and a 4-foot 50% open fence located in the side yard, which is in the front yard along Kingsland Avenue, as shown on the property prepared by Morgan Engineering, Inc., dated July 29th, 2016, is denied for the following reasons. This property is in an R-1 district as shown on the Nutley zoning map. Chapter 700, Article 11, Section 700-71A of the Codes of Nutley states, no fence of any type in any front yard shall be permitted. Chapter 700, Article 11, Section 700-71D of the Codes of Nutley states, a fence erected on any corner lot shall conform to the fence requirements for the adjoining properties. The fence shall be located in the side yard, which is located in the front yard of the adjoining property.
Thank you very much. Okay, would you please give us your full name, spell your last name, and give us your address as well, please?
Hi, it's Kristen Segara, Segara, 225 Alexander Avenue.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, what would you like to tell us?
Well, our two biggest reasons for requesting a fence on our side yard is because it's on the side of a main street. So privacy and safety are our biggest things. We have 3 children who enjoy playing in the yard, but I feel like would enjoy it some more if we were a little more comfortable, able to have some privacy, and especially close it in on the driveway side.
This is a corner lot.
Yes.
This is the corner of Kingsland and
Corner, and it's actually an odd-shaped lot.
pretty fence.
Yeah,
It's the metal one, not the,
No, that's her gate.
the gates metal. How about the other thing too? We got the fence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she
white,
shows
it
it
looks
there.
like white vinyl.
Fence has the white solid vinyl. And the picket, black picket inside it on the top.
oh, I see, okay.
So on your sketch that you have the orange and the green and the yellow. So the yellow protects, that's where you want the 6-foot.
Yes, there'll be an
The orange will
opening.
be the 4.
Yes. So it won't, it'll be solid, but either with like a 1-foot opening, maybe with, so you could see through it a little bit. So it'll be solid on the bottom and a little bit open on the top.
The reason you need the variance is because on that side, that's the side, technically the side of your house.
Right, the Kingsland side.
And that's, you pass by there, you see all those bushes? Yeah, so you'll be beyond the bushes.
In front, if we don't, what do you mean by the,
Well, the bushes are staying, you putting that fence behind the bushes or in front of the bushes?
oh, well, it would be behind it.
Yeah.
If you're looking from the Kingsland side, right? It
So
would be
that's what I'm
behind it.
saying, at Kingsley, you'll still see all those bushes along that fence.
Well, we were gonna take them down, but we're not opposed to putting up maybe some newer ones. Those are kind of old and,
Only because it would block the whole, you could, that blocks that fence, so you don't really, that's all.
Yeah, there's nothing new with new bushes.
would we have to put them or,
Do you have to?
right, like, so if we took them down and left it just with nothing, just the fence, would that be something you're okay with?
Uh,
No, that's Frank, that's the corner there.
yeah, I mean, that's something low. You don't need nothing crazy in there, but I think you might want to, you got a big white backdrop now. Get some shrubbery.
And that fence is gonna be 5 foot with the 1 foot open on the top you have, right?
Right.
I mean, I would like shrubs there. I don't know what everybody else's feelings are, but I think it would look better.
Mr. Chairman, I agree. I think, especially because, assuming this would be approved, this would be the only fence on that portion of Kingsland in the entire neighborhood. There's a.
Kingsland and Kensal has it,
Yeah.
but it's behind the bushes.
It's exactly.
Right.
And I think with shrubbery that softens the line, it would certainly look less monolithic.
Okay, so here's the thing that I have learned from seeing what people do with conditions. If either the board says those bushes stay, or if the applicant wants to remove the existing bushes because you want to upgrade or put something newer, the board has to give a time frame when they must be installed, because a lot of people forget to install their bushes. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So the concept, I think, on a condition would be bushes must be maintained on the outside, street side of the fence, whether you keep the existing ones or plant new ones. But if you plant new ones, it's got to be done. I don't know what the board wants to suggest.
I would think by the fall.
Hold on a second. If she's bringing that fence to the property line there's no room to, because you know what I'm saying? Where's that going from? That property line goes out to that curb. Those bushes are between.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
Those bushes got to be 3 feet deep, if not more, maybe 4.
Yeah, you know what? There's a picture of it. I don't know whether you want to pull it up, but
I'm looking at
I've got
this
it.
drawing.
Bring it up.
No, that's the back.
Yeah.
Oh, you want the front?
Kingsland.
well, I don't know whether I didn't catch I don't think I got the Kingsland side. I don't know what the heck I was thinking of.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, I don't think we do.
I got the front of the house and I didn't get the side. I didn't get that. Because
Are there still 3 big trees on the Kingsland side? Yeah, so then it doesn't really matter. So the fence is gonna have to run on the house side of the trees, which means there's gonna be some substantial space for those bushes or any sort of.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So where is she running that from? That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Well,
Is
I'm
she gonna
saying the
stay-
fence has to be on the opposite side, not in the pictures that we're looking at. There's 3 trees that run down Kingsland.
Correct.
Right, so the fence is going to have to be on the house side, and there's at least 2 feet of plantable space.
Yeah, sure there is, if she does
between
it
the
that
trees.
way.
Yeah,
But that's not how they're showing that.
Wait, so what do you mean? I would put my fence behind what's there. So what you would see from the street would be the trees and the bushes that are still
Right.
there, right?
Yeah.
Unless I got new ones.
yes.
All right, so we can do
That's, I'm fine with that. That's what,
So how many feet in from the property line would the fence be? That's the issue, is that because if the board
Like-
adopts what you put in this survey with the diagram showing it's on the property line, going forward, 10 years from now, somebody might look and say, okay, you don't need any bushes because the fence can go on the property line. So it's got to be defined.
okay.
like Joe said, that the tree side of the house side of the
Kingsland
tree.
Avenue side, Kingsland
Yeah,
Street
so
side.
she would just stay on the tree would be between the street and her fence.
Right.
Must
And
put-
it's gonna create a natural median for,
Yes.
that you
Is that
can't
okay?
put the
Do you have
fence-
enough room
yeah.
there, you think?
I think that's fine, to be honest. I wasn't even thinking about putting it on the, I didn't even realize it's, I guess naturally it would have to go behind it anyway. I'm fine, totally fine with that, wherever it has to be.
Okay.
So it's gotta go, how are you gonna write the,
All right, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna write and you're gonna tell me if it makes sense.
all right,
Kingsland Street's fence on Kingsland Street side must be put inside the trees behind or inside, must be put inside the trees,
inside the tree line.
inside the tree line. All right, that's late.
Trees.
Fence on Kingsland Street side must,
So that'll give her enough room to either leave those bushes, but if she wants to leave them, she's gonna let us know now, or put new, right?
okay.
Well,
And
I think that will also help, because I was going to have a question about the fence corner at the adjoining property, at the upper right side on the Kingsland side, in terms of line of sight for the neighbor's driveway coming out. I mean, they do have a grass buffer, but if it's further back from the property line, I think that would help it.
all right, so actually the fence not along Kingsland and then and the backside then too, is that what you're saying?
The back
Here?
side's the back of her house. She's got the room there.
It would be on it's still on the Kingswood Street side.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the survey and I think what Patricia's talking about is to the rear of her property is the driveway of the home that faces Kingsland.
Yes, the driveways on that adjoining property is more centered. So without.
So there's enough of a line of sight.
It does look like there is probably enough line of sight, but if the fence, as we've been discussing, is set a little bit further back with a buffer, I think that will also help.
Yeah, that's the driveway that's got the berm in the middle,
Yeah.
right? So I think there's like 25 feet of space from the curb cut to that driveway covered with grass to where her corner property is.
So what about the fence in the back? Or is that going inside the bushes as well?
Staying on
That's-
property line?
Those we would take down.
Okay, so it's
It
just
would
the
be on
Kingsland
property
Street.
line. Yeah,
It's just the Kingsland Street side we're talking about. Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Nope.
One person in the audience.
Only one person in the attendees.
Certified court reporter. I wonder if she's taking this down.
Can I ask a quick question? So if we get approved as is, and let's say we alter it and go with, I don't know, bushes and something shorter, behind it, would that make a difference? Or since you're approving something kind of beyond that, it would be okay? Like say you're approving, 6 feet up to the back of the house and then 4 feet, but let's just say, after having people come here and getting opinions, we decided to go, I don't know, 4 all the way across and do bushes or something like that, or aluminum, but you wouldn't see it and go with bushes. Is that something that I would have to go back and get approval for? Or since you're approving this and that's kind of less than what I'm asking for, you know what I mean? Would I have to?
If you think you're gonna go less, I can write the resolution to be no higher than 6 feet, which would give you the option of reducing it.
Okay.
And solid, is that what we have, solid?
Well, she had
5
solid
foot
with 5 foot, and with the last foot was the
Was
see-through.
it, with lattice, but, or allow, or she could have picket. I mean, we can, if the board agrees, I can write that as an option that so you don't have to come back.
You're talking about going with an aluminum fence, aluminum picket?
Yeah, they're nice.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just to have some other options once, people come here and we get prices and stuff. And it is a lot of space, I guess, to fence and figure out what to do.
Okay.
Except for, the only thing that the board is dealing with right now is the Kingsland side, because
Okay.
that's where you needed the variance. The other
Mhm.
things are flexible.
Okay.
One more
So-
question before, is also that gate she has in the front, for her driveway, how high is that? Because that looks like a pretty massive fence, gate. Is that,
Okay.
I was gonna be like 4 or 5.
4 or 5 feet.
it looked just bigger on the picture, I guess.
It does look pretty big. It's just really to keep it to just to have to be able to close in the yard.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Pretty.
Okay,
You know, Frank, it goes up, but it's only 4 or 5 feet. I don't even question.
okay. Is, everybody good?
Yep.
And we don't have any questions from the audience, so I'm gonna ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, with regard to 225 Alexander Avenue, Lot 2400, Lot 22, I would like to make a motion to grant the variance to allow the homeowner to erect a 5-foot solid and 1-foot open type fence and a 4-foot 50% open type fence located in the side yard, which is the front yard along Kingsland Avenue. This property is located on a corner lot as well as a very busy street, Kingsland Avenue. The homeowner is looking to provide security for her family. The condition being the bushes must be maintained on the Kingsland Avenue side between the street and the fence, either with the existing bushes or replaced with new ones. For these reasons and any other set forth by council.
Second.
Secretary, please call the board.
Doherty,
Yes.
John oh, never mind. Greg Tolby,
Yes.
Daniel Tolby,
Yes.
Teresa Duva,
Yes.
Joseph Battaglia,
Yes.
Aaron Graziano.
Yes. Variance has been granted. Good luck. Got it? Okay,
Okay, I'm sorry, a quick question. Is there a certain number of feet that I have to be specific with where I start the fence? From the curb back,
the curb back. What side?
the Kingsland side?
Yeah.
You just say, that's what Joe said, behind the
Behind the
existing
tree.
fence.
Just
So
behind
as
the
long
tree.
as it's behind the tree, there's no number.
Yeah.
Okay, it just has to be behind, okay.
The town might say something to her, Frank, I don't know,
Well, that's up to the.
whatever the town says.
Yeah, as long as you're behind the trees.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I hope this is your last one, right?
Yeah, it's all- but we have other business.
So I
Got
can
some
say good night.
business.
Well, good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Hey, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, I've got some resolutions and stuff. All right. Got bills, we got minutes, we got everything. Okay. Bills. We have the pay for Mr. Maranzino, his 150 fee by ordinance for attendance of this meeting and preparation of minutes. You've been making your money. We've been going late. Can I have a motion approving that? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay, then we have some bills. Ricky Planning for his attendance at the first hearing back in May on 40 Reverend Roberts Place. His bill is in the amount of $845 for attendance at that meeting and reviewing plans. It appears to be fair and reasonable. If I could have a motion approving that bill.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we have Ricky Planning on the 275 Kingsland application for his work on the warehouse interpretation. His bill is in the amount of $1,170. Includes review, speaking with the code official, appearing for and attending at the hearing. Actually, he's got both hearing dates, April and May on this bill. So the balance is in the amount of $1,170. That appears to be fair and reasonable. If I could have a motion approving that bill.
So moved.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we have. The heck is this one? Is this the same one? They kept giving me copies of this. I want to make sure. Panoni's bill for Reverend Roberts Place. Oh, you know what, Frank, you didn't review these. There were two other ones.
I didn't know.
Yeah, okay. So let's bring them up. Panoni for $784, their review of Reverend Roberts Place. Just the review of the plans and correspondence with the what is this date? First report that they issued back in March, and that bill is $784. That appears to be fair and reasonable. I could have a motion approving that bill.
So moved.
Moved.
And then the last one is a return of escrow for Haggard Street, 4 and 8 Haggard Street. Wow, return of escrow in the amount of $2,500. So it appears to be that was a pretty simple application, I guess. Then they took the escrow and didn't need it. So I need to have that one signed. We can have a motion approving the return of the escrow.
So moved.
Moved.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the minutes from May 17th, 2021, they were forwarded to all the board and draft to review. Does anybody have any additions, corrections, or changes to those minutes? Hearing none, could we have a motion approving the minutes for May 17th, 2021?
So moved.
Moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now we get resolutions. This is the resolution for 40 Reverend Roberts Place, where it was determined that it was a pre-existing non-conforming use. And we also have the resolution granting bulk variances for 507 Franklin Avenue. That was Bella Luce. Then a resolution approving 449 Kingston Street. That was Ruiz to widen the driveway, and 19 Linden Place, Myron, M-I-R-O-N, which was to install an above ground pool. All of the board members have been provided drafts of those resolutions. If there's any changes or corrections or additions, please let me know. Otherwise, if I could have a motion approving those resolutions as written.
So moved. So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's it for my stuff. Next meeting, which will still be Zoom, I will have all three of the PB Nutcliff Master at 275 Kingsland for your review. And the other, obviously the other ones. Going forward, I think I've said it 10 times, but I'll say it again. July is our last Zoom meeting. Chairman, I think that you wanted to discuss vacation schedules.
Yes, I did. I wanted to ask everybody, if those of you who know when you're going to be taking off, and like I said, I'm off more than likely the next meeting, the 19th. Does anyone else know if they're going to be missing meetings due
I may be missing that meeting, Frank.
Okay, so July, no. Frank, Dan, anybody else?
August 16th, if that's the meeting date, I will be missing that one. I'll be out of state.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm out of town also for the 16th because I thought we were still going to be Zooming.
Even if we were Zooming, I'm on vacation.
Well, and honestly, if you're on vacation, exactly, I would hope that you would take your
Unless you want me to
vacation.
Zoom on vacation, you might not want to see that guy.
I actually was willing to.
Zoom on.
I'll be doing it from the bar.
I said to my husband, we have to
I
have.
get on a
video for
plane.
that.
I'll be zooming somewhere.
All right, so is that it for people who are on vacation?
Well, we're missing some people, so I don't know if you want to ask for.
We'll send out we'll send out an email just to double
Everybody
check to make sure we have
time in.
quorum. Because if like one of the months, like July, we're locked into, but if we know now that August is going to be a problem for a lot of people, we can actually move our regular meeting, especially now since everybody has to renotice for August anyway.
Diana, I don't know yet because I'm taking Olivia back to school, but I don't know what date we're leaving, but it's sometime around that August. I keep thinking the same thing. I could have done it on Zoom, but
Yeah.
we're probably leaving around the 12th, 13th, going back to South Carolina.
Would
All
it
right,
be,
so-
would it be helpful if you have the full dates that we're away?
No, I just want to know if you're going to be away on Monday, August 16th. I don't.
I'll be here.
Okay, so if there's just 3 of you right now, then we're good to go. We have enough. If the 3 members who are not here tonight are also part of that, then we're going to have to rethink the August, we may have to rethink the August meeting. You can still have a meeting if it's just, bulk variances with 5, it's quorum and that would be fine. Use variances are more substantial things, you really should have the full 7. Most of the time applicants want that. So I'll send out an email to board members to see people's vacation schedules. And so it looks like we're good to go in July. Maybe we'll find out August what we're doing, and then we'll take it from there.
All right,
Sounds good.
Okay.
okay.
Good night, everyone.
That's about it. A motion to adjourn, right?
We still have somebody attendee.
Yeah,
What's that?
she's interested, I guess. All I know is I can't wait to get out of this 3rd floor. It's so hot.
You need a good AC guy.
Everybody.
You know anybody?
It was
Do you know
another
anybody?
long- Another long one. I was hoping to be shorter, but what are you gonna do?
All right. Good night,
Okay,
everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
I won't see you
Thank
next
you.
time. Have fun without me.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk.